The views expressed on the previous programs are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not reflect those of the Beasley Broadcast.
I know that won't go over too
staff,
big. I can talk a little bit today, not too good.
The biggest names, the best talent. You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
The Goddess is coming back. I wonder if IOD is going to carry her.
I don't know.
They carry all that other Premier Radio right-wing crap, cheap channel.
That's right.
She's coming back.
WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
It's Friday, you bastard.
We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture.
We do not torture.
We do not torture.
We do not torture here.
We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture.
Well, 10:02 at 560 WQAM. I don't sound too good, do I? Here's George.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Do I sound not too good?
You sound adequate.
Adequate. By Monday, I think I'll be fine. This has been a bad bout of the flu. This isn't just a cold. This is the flu.
Okay.
So, and of course when you can't talk, you can't be on the air. I got an amusing email from the fake Johnny from Oklahoma. All the fakers all the time. Keep those emails coming, boy. We need a lot of material today. I'm planning on mailing it in and playing the rack because I can barely speak. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to have sent you another message this morning saying, guess what, I still can't talk, and, you'd have gone nuts.
Well, I appreciate that. No, it's not me who goes nuts. It's everybody else.
Like oh, my God, how many days is he going to take on? And he's perpetrating
who says that?
Oh, people in the building. I'm just reading their minds. Nobody ever said that.
Well, you know what? F them. Over the 8 million... years that I've been on the air, I got a pretty damn good track record of being on the 20 or 30 days a year that I'm supposed to work.
Yeah, you say that like it should matter to somebody.
Yeah. And they don't care about that. And that's another reason that I feel bad about sending you a text in the morning saying, I can't talk, you'll have to, cover today. Because I know that, he's, he wants all the big money and he's working like 2 days a week. Yeah. Well, screw you. If you can't talk at all, and believe me, on Wednesday morning at this time, I couldn't speak a lick. I couldn't lick it.
You couldn't lick a speak?
Right. And yesterday, not much better. Today is the best I've been able to speak since Tuesday. And if you recall Tuesday, I said, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
Sore throat, just tons of phlegm. The pink eye is gone, though.
Oh, very good.
Let's hear it. Oh! No more pink eye.
No more pinko?
Although I still do wake up in the morning with that mung in my eyes,
the crusties.
Crud.
Boogers.
No, not boogers.
That's exactly what it is.
It is?
It's mucus.
Boogers
it's made
in your eyes?
It's made out of the same stuff.
Boogers in your eyes, da-da-da-da-da. Remember that song? I'll do the best I can. I should probably go make some hot tea. Here's George.
Yes, you should. Hey, how's it going?
No, during the break, I'll go and make some tea.
Good plan.
Is it a deal? I think I got some. It's about 100 years old. Does it make a difference?
No.
Really?
Really.
Tea keeps?
Yes.
Tea bags?
That's right.
It's timely. Tea bags.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's an email that just came in moments ago. It's trailer white trash. Do we have such a bit? Let me know. Trailer, spelled wrong here. Trailer Park Rabbit Or Trailer Park Barbie. No, we don't have such a bit. Trailer White Trash. Neil and George, great show as always. Hope you're feeling better, Neil. Marginally. On Neil's Noises, there isn't an avenue to play this bit. Could you possibly look into it?
We need to just put one thing on Neil's Noises.
Yeah. That's it.
There you
Nick
go.
From Sunrise. No, we can't, Nick. I don't even know what the hell the bit is. Oh, I can't find this on there. Can you put it on there? No. Oh. See, the difference between the cold and the flu, one of the big differences, is the flu saps your energy. You have no strength.
Yeah.
So either I got the flu or...
I'm dying over here.
One or the other. I think I'm on the way out.
Okay, Ma.
The Dow's up 103 points. Hey, don't be picking on my mom now. If you want to pick on your mom,
that
go
was
ahead.
That was
my mom
exactly.
was never anything but nice to you.
That was exactly who I was talking about. Was my Ma? That's her line.
Screw her.
Forever. I think she was
nasty,
born saying
hateful
it.
Bitch.
That's me.
Hey, the poll we're taking today, it's kind of shocking to me. Well, I'll get to it. First, here's the one from you did yesterday, which was a carryover from... I'm getting these from listeners, all of these. So.
Well, good. Thank you, y'all.
So you didn't have to put either poll up at all, did you?
No.
Which of these is better when you eat it the next day? 650 votes. Lasagna 122. Oh, yeah. Especially if it's like almost burnt.
Yeah. Lee put that on there.
Crispy,
good choice.
Mm-hmm. I want mine from like in a casserole dish, and it's like a little black around the edges. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Lasagna 122. Thanksgiving turkey 108. Chili 105. Ooh, chili. Looks like duty. Pizza 98. Soup 36. Fried chicken 34. Oh, the draft tomorrow, the draft. You people obsessed with the draft, you're like a bunch of overgrown children. Bunch of idiots. Oh, but it's the biggest thing of the year. Well, screw you. If that's the biggest thing going in your life, then you ought to blow your brains out. Save some space for a human being with a brain. The draft. Now, I will say that I do if I'm home when it's on a Saturday, the NHL draft, I'll watch that. You want to know why?
Why?
Because there's a lot of hot young guys on there.
Okay.
That's the only reason I watch it. Honey baked ham 33, meatloaf 31, Chinese 28. Oh, there's nothing like refried chinks. Meatballs 18, haggis 10. Oh, I'm having a relapse. Haggis.
Yeah, somebody obviously jokingly suggested that, but hey, what the hell?
Stuffed shells 9, wings 7, chicken fricassee 6, salsa 2, Taco Bell 2, Arby's roast beef 1. Taco Bell is better when you eat it the next day? I don't think so.
I don't know. A lot of people
I still haven't had taco smell in about 8 or 9 months. I don't know. I like it, though. I'm not going to apologize. I love it. I don't like it.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, you got no taste, Rogers. You got no... Well, taste this. Oh, and by the way, to show you the tender emotion and the love and the passion of the people of South Florida, the first email I got to this morning from ASAP Appraisal Group, from Larry. Hi, please take more time off. Hey, guess what,
Nice.
Larry? That's for you. And thanks for listening, ass clown. Now, where did that ass clown thing come from? I noticed Joe played it about 100 times there at the end of the show.
I don't know.
We got that email the other day that said Todd Schmidt invented that. Invented the ass clown.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he knows about it because he is one. Boy. Well, guess what? Following a nearly 2-month absence from the airwaves, progressive radio talker Randy Rhodes is set to return. Howard! According to an announcement by John Scott of San Francisco's KKGN. She'll be syndicated by Premier Radio Networks, as reported in a videotaped announcement just posted on the Green 960 website. In fact, there's an official Premier announcement. It says she'll begin broadcasting again on May 11th out of Washington, D.C. How do you like that? The goddess is going to be in Washington.
All right.
You like it? I wish her all the best. I really do. I mean, she was a wannabe, but I wish her all the best. She got a good agent, and every time she gets blown off somewhere, she lands on her feet again. Premier Radio Network adds the Randy Rhodes Show to its lineup of nationally syndicated shows beginning May 11th. The show will be broadcast live from Washington, D.C. Early affiliates include KTLK-LA, KKGN San Francisco, and KPOJ Portland, Oregon. Rhodes said, right now America needs a voice that reflects its hopes and concerns. It'll be my privilege and pleasure to provide vital information to the public about everything that's possible in the 21st century. Also have a few laughs along the way. Premier is an incredible family of radio pros and is truly the most talented and experienced radio syndicator in the nation. She's got a good agent. She says it's truly a dream come true. She also said that. How do you like that?
All right.
So the goddess will be returning. Again, I don't know what the deal is with IOD, if she's going to be on there or not. And, of course, somebody out there may know or may not. One of our radio spies. Maybe the mole knows. If I can make it for 4 hours today, I'm a genius.
You can do it.
I don't think so. Here's George.
Hey.
No, I'm serial. I just, I'm between the point where you have, like, almost no voice, like yesterday, and the full voice coming back, like, by Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe by tomorrow.
Oh, great. You can do the show tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's the draft.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I had a great idea. Since they're doing all this draft foreplay today, why not start at 10:30? Don't you think?
Sounds great.
Oh, here's one. How about those ranges? Hey, screw the ranges. Screw the ranges. Oh, alert issued after a serious mystery ailment affects Canadians returning from Mexico. The only problem with that is that I haven't been in Mexico. It says it recalls the frightening SARS days in Toronto. The Public Health Agency of Canada is looking into a growing number of reports about Canadians returning from the south and central parts of the country with a severe respiratory illness. Seems to primarily affect young adults who are on their trips healthy but fail to return in the same condition. Of course, there are a lot of people these days who go to Mexico and don't return in any condition except in a box. Kelly says, glad to see you're still spreading death, bloodshed, and murder on the highway. Keep up the great work listening online, says Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Listener since 92, 93. It says. And the fake Derek Sanderson says, Neil, for my wrath at family, what? You failed to list in-laws. When you do, I'll check it. For a hoot.
Doing it now.
Go to IHateMyInlaws.com for some real good stories. Glad you're back. Georgia's Terminal. Go Caps. Oh, yeah, the Capitals, they're really doing it. Talk about rolling over and playing dead. Here's one from the fake Michael Phelps. I actually sat through George's whole show yesterday. He was pretty good. Usually he talks way too fast and panicked, and I turn off the streamer. Yesterday, it was different. Also, there was a functioning human being. There were functioning human beings calling in. However, Prozac Ron started calling in and torturing George nonstop once he found out calls were being taken. My message to Prozac Ron, leave George alone. Leave him alone. Well, the only reason we have that stuff going on is because our management doesn't give a crap. That's why.
It's Friday, you bastard.
What's the matter with you?
Okay, 10:18 at QAM. How about some draft talk? What do you say?
All right, you start.
We got the Big O at the Miami Prime at 2, and then 4 to 7 we got Mad Dog, Joe Rose, and Bo at Miami Prime. 7 to 11 we got UM Virginia Tech baseball. That'll get a big audience, followed by the Greg Likens Show. How come they didn't blow his ass out? They're firing everybody else.
I don't know. Maybe he's got the pictures. Maybe he knows
the thing with Jesse Agler. That's just criminal. Criminal.
Yeah.
He's a broadcaster. He's got a good voice. He knows what he's talking about. He belongs on the air. He sounds like a real pro, and he's a good guy, you told me.
I think you just explained why he's not here anymore.
You're fired. And he's Jewish. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess we're not going to get any spy reports on the Randy on IOD thing. Are we? Not today.
Maybe. Not today, no.
I don't think so. In fact, there's nothing on there at all. Nothing coming in. Here I've been sick as a dog on my deathbed with horrible flu. Horrible flu. And the South Florida warm. Thank God it's warming up here today, finally. Thank the Lord. Thank
God.
You betcha. And what do I get? In fact, it's already up to 9. It's going to be 20 today and 27 tomorrow. You know what that is? 70, what is it, 81?
Let me check my...
80, 81, 27. 77.
Yeah, like 81, 82.
81. How do you like that?
Very,
the warmth
nice.
is for the warmth of the sun. But the cold from the South Florida audience in the first email, oh, take more time off. Well, guess what? 3 big fat raspberries, you ass clown. Jackball. Oh, here we go. Here's something about ass clown. Neil, good morning. Hope you're feeling better. I don't know this Todd Schmidt, but back around the year 2000 or so, a wrestler named Chris Jericho was calling everyone an ass clown. I don't know if he invented the term, but he's the first person I ever heard use the term. I wonder if he ever met Joe Bell in that year. That may be where he picked it up, ass clown. Tell George I'm going by my local bar and try Guinness 250. The owner of the establishment said they'll be serving it, and the Guinness 250 too. Always try to do my part by helping out Blackie. Blackie is becoming a regular, and he's okay. He sent some good crap, you know?
All right.
What?
I said all right.
Oh, here you go. Oh, yeah. From Daron Granovsky. The best part of the deal is we've got the names of the 2 idiots, ass clowns, Daron and Prozac Ron, and this company still won't do anything about it. That's the best part of it. It's like they want us to fail. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, the book is coming out next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The Dow's up 65 points. I'm printing out this thing from your good friend Daron, who called 4 million times yesterday, you tell me?
Yes.
Here it is. Dear Neil, sorry to hear you've been sick. George has been boring talking about the same old stuff. We did have fun calling him. George seems tense. Seems like he needs to get some. Why don't you take some calls? You know, we bring ratings, and your audience loves us. Take a poll and find out. We look forward to the next 4.5 years of calling your friends to the end. Prozac, Ron, and Jamba. Jamba! 2 morons, 2 simpletons who've hijacked the phones on this show. And the management of this radio station says, "Buh, buh, oh, let's have another meeting, buh," you know. This current regime at this radio station is the most inept bunch of dunderheads I've ever encountered, not just worked for, I've ever heard of in my life. They make even Gerald Ford seem like a frickin' genius. That's how dumb they are. And, of course, my erstwhile attorney, Norma Kent, he just wants money for services not rendered. Who ever heard of such a thing? You just like I'm just expected to keep subsidizing him every year, even if he doesn't do a damn thing?
Yeah.
He is the most lily-livered, weak-kneed fag I have. Just unbelievable. I mean, he's done some good things for me over the years up until recently, up until the Jolly Joe Bell and Joyce regime took over. They have rendered him impotent. They've rendered the station like basically off the air. Off the air. It's like we've vanished from the airwaves. So like I said, that book comes out next Thursday. Boy, whoa, strap yourself in. And if you think we need to strap ourselves in, cross the street. I looked at their website this morning to see if there's any news on their morning show, which they still don't have one. And there's a big banner that unflaps on there on their website. 790, new morning show coming soon. Stay tuned. New morning show coming soon. Stay tuned. And where's the mole and the other spies with the fake Barry Jackass? Where's the reports on that? Coming soon, like Christmas, like Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Like Sukkot. That was up almost 64 points. And all this talk about torture, I guess everybody forgot that we entered a war on false pretense, and there's 4,000 plus dead Americans and hundreds of thousands of dead Iraqis. That's not worth having a big investigation about.
No.
And putting some people on death row. But the torture thing is the hysteria topic du jour, so everybody's into the whole, you know. And Keith Olbermann says he'll get out his checkbook. because Hannity says he'll undergo waterboarding for $1,000 a minute or something like that.
Wow, really?
Yeah. In fact, Olbermann says $1,000 a minute, and George says he'll match it.
Yeah.
He'll write a check. Won't be any good, but he'll write.
Oh,
a check.
no. I'll undergo waterboarding for $1,000 a minute. In today's economy.
Yeah.
I can't be passing up any.
So did you mention on the air that your wife got a job, or is that for not on the air?
No, I mentioned that. It's a temporary thing. It ain't no newsworthy thing.
What do you mean temporary? Like for a week?
Well, who knows?
Well, you ought to be jumping for joy.
There I go.
Now you can go out and buy you a nice car.
Maybe.
Oh, Dana says, welcome back. Now I know why you have an exceedingly low opinion of the other radio personalities. When I pull up the show, the streamer has Joe Rose or some other sports windbag. Have George do one of those intros. It would be much easier to deal with. Hope you're well now. Have a great weekend, Dana Hall. Well, what does that mean? Do you understand what that said?
Nope.
I don't have any idea what that means. But thanks, Dana. At least Dana cares enough to send his or its very best. That's Dana with a he. Like Vic Dana. I want some red roses. Don't play that again, please.
I won't.
Paul says, glad you're feeling better. Where did the saying, he or she never stole a freight train come from? What does it mean? I mean,
I don't know. The Jesse James days? I don't know.
It's sarcastic, Paul. Like the Pope. He's not such a bad guy. He never stole a freight train. I think all of them should be on your poll. And please play the drop by Don Corleone. You can act like a man. I just played it. Hope you're 100% on Monday. So do I. Thank you, Paul. We have to explain what that expression, what it means.
Yeah, please.
He never stole a freight train.
And
that's like Joe Bell. Not much else we can say good about him, but he never stole a freight train that we know of.
This is the most disgusting program. I urge everyone to complain to this station.
While spending the remainder of your golden years in the land of death, the one thing you have to depend on is your car. With Jew canoe theft on the rise, the people who brought you a big black guy named Ben Car Alarm now bring you an old Jewish guy named Eisen.
Get away from my automobile, you big MF.
Remember when we used to boost them back at Caribbean?
Yeah.
We ought to get a bundle for this, baby.
Yeah.
The white ones are cooler.
Yeah.
Get away from my automobile, you big MF.
What the hell is that?
I object seriously to profanity like that.
Slow down, I think somebody's coming.
Get away from my automobile, you big MF. Get away from my automobile, you big MF.
Whenever some bastard tries to steal my car, I feel safer with an old Jewish guy named Eisen.
Get away from my automobile, you big MF.
Get your old Jewish guy named Eisen Car Alarm now and receive a free flower antenna.
Get away from my automobile, you big MF.
An old Jewish guy named Eisen Car Alarm, now available at all Zayre stores.
Oh, boy. So the Fake Tom Jicka tells me that Randy's coming back on 3 markets on May 11th on Premiere.
I should probably play a news sounder.
Yeah. I always love that when I start the show with something and then somebody sends me a breathless email. Oh, guess what? Randy's coming back on Premiere. Been there, done that. Market's up 68 points, the Dow. Let's see. Here's a dictionary definition of ass clown. One who, through the fault of his parents' conception, is a skid mark in society's collective underwear. For example, Fat Pat is an ass clown. 2, one whose stupidity and or ineptitude exceeds the descriptive potential of both terms, ass and clown, in isolation, and in doing so demands to be referred to as the conjugate of the two. 2, a male who engages in homosexual behavior, ass clown. C, butthole surfer. And 3, a person who by ignorance or stupidity takes up unnecessary amounts of your time. This loser calling my tech support hotline is a real ass clown. So there you go. Got all kinds of crap there. Yeah, Dana, okay, we got it. Relax. Hearing that George Sedano will start mornings on Monday, says the Fake Tom Jicka. Jesse Agler and Adam Cooperstein middays. Woo! Wouldn't that be something if Jesse goes there and kicks our ass? Attaboy, Jesse, you go. I'm all for him.
Yep.
I mean, if all the people that they blew out of here, him?
Yeah.
I mean, try and figure out who belongs on the air and who doesn't. And even a child could tell you, boy, he sounds really good on the radio, you know.
Well, I spotted the pattern a long time ago. I know you did, too.
Yeah. But if they sound like retarded sports nerds, oh, hey, we can't get enough of them. Like
Take
jerks. That was a good
rent
experiment.
car or truck in Miami. Call
right,
to
and Lenny
305.
Martez. Okay, that's enough. Oh, I'm getting a headache from just being back and doing this show. Remember Byron Pegg and Mustard the Wonder Dog in Meridian, Idaho?
Yes.
They're back. Hey, Neil, glad you're back. Heath said $1,000 a second. Hannity should be waterboarded 183 times and ask if it's nothing. I see. Well, whatever that means. Do you understand what that means?
Nope.
I don't either. Sean Hannity, or another ass clown. All these right-wingers, they finally found something, man. Cheney opened up his stupid big mouth, and right away they're all parroting the same crap. Including his bull-dyke daughter, by the way.
Oh, he's got one?
Isn't his daughter a dyke?
I don't know. Never met her.
Yes. What do you mean you don't know?
Hannity's?
No, Dick Cheney.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah.
Varth Dater.
Yes, he is.
Frankie says, whenever you go to neilrogers.com, open up the streaming, Joe Rose sometimes comes on a video right before the show starts. He's usually sitting in the studio and selling insurance or something. Maybe we can get George a spot so we can get himself a Toyota Prius. That would be good. I'd like to see you have a Toyota Prius.
Yeah, me too. I would like to see that.
They're not going to get you no car.
I know that.
I mean, you think somebody that's trying to stab you in the back and get you fired is going to get you a car?
No.
Meaning Joe Bell?
No.
He wouldn't give you a ride in his car, much less get you a car.
Right?
Lying sack of garbage. He is, I'll tell you, to simplify it, he is walking duty. He's duty on two legs. Walt says, do ex-spouse, everybody's got something for the poll. Put on in-laws and ex-spouses. Okay? I don't want to put on all the different in-laws. Mother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law, brother, you know. Although we do have that one good bit.
Father-in-law?
Well, we got, yeah.
Father-in-law, would you get off my butt?
Yeah, we got that. Father-in-law's on his butt. And it sounds like they're having a good time. So there you go. Add those to the poll. Did I even read this poll? I don't know. I don't think so. No. What do you mean you don't know? The Dow's up 87. Off to a good start for a Friday. How about that draft? Oh, yeah. I think that's what I got so sick from, my draft allergies. My body knew that April 25th was coming, NFL draft day, and that these people would be going absolutely apeshmit. Oh, it's the draft. It's so much more important than all those other, you know. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be watching the draft. I'm not going to be watching the Yankee-Red Sox game. I will certainly not be paying any attention to the Phillies-Marlins game. Marlins. Will you be?
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's the big controversy. Oh, well, which is more important? And by the way, I got an article from the Herald here. Fan apathy is still a problem for the Florida Marlins. They win almost every damn game. They did get swept by the Pirates, but nevertheless, they're off to a phenomenal start, and nobody cares. It's been this way forever since day one. Nobody cares. But let's build them a stadium with public money. Let's rape the public. The family member I least want to see again or have anything to do with in another life is 103 votes. Cousin 18. A pet 13. Oh, come on. You wouldn't want to see little Tiny? Hey, Tiny. How you doing, baby? Tiny. Now, Winnie, my golden retriever, was a much sweeter, nicer dog because golden retrievers are the best.
Yep.
But Tiny had more personality. You know what I mean?
He was spunky.
Oh, he was annoying. Aggravating. Sweet, but aggravating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Pet 13, Father 12. That's what I voted. Heartless, rotten son of a bitch. Oh, how can you say that about your father? Because it's true. Uncle 11, Sister 9, Brother 9, Spouse 7, Mother 7. I bet you George voted for Mother.
Yes, I did.
Bastard. How could anybody hate their mother?
I don't hate her.
What word would you use? Despise?
No. She's a bad person. See, hate is like an active thing, like, I hate her. She's a bad person. I'm ambivalent about her. I would like to avoid her. I would like her to avoid me and my family and anybody I know and anybody that I like. She's a bad person.
Mother 7, aunt 6, or is it aunt? People that say aunt just make me nauseous.
Make you want to font?
Pretentious idiots who say aunt. Stepmother 5, stepsister 3. Oh, I thought we weren't going to do all the different ones.
I didn't.
Oh, that's in-laws. Grandparent 3, stepfather 2, in-laws 1, ex-spouse none, although it just says exes.
Right, ex whatever.
Stepbrother none. Boy, this is getting really complicated, you know what? Oh, and here's a link. Thank you, Kurt, but I don't do links. They stinks. Mark says, I'm so glad you don't take calls any longer. I left almost a year ago because of the crank calls. I'm back because you kicked them to the curb. I'm listening on my iPhone. Thanks, George, for the info on the Wonder app, says Mark.
You're welcome.
Oh. Well, I'll get to these other ones momentarily. I got to take it real easy. I don't want to have a relapse on Monday.
Good.
Oh, man. And this flu, when you have a cold, it doesn't knock you out, right?
Depends on how bad it is, but no, you probably...
It's a bad one.
The flu is way worse.
Lots of chunks and lots of phlegm and, oh... And I go to bed feeling, not too bad. I've been going to bed real early, get a lot of sleep. Hopes to wake up with a full voice and not, And then during the course of the night, the phlegm starts kicking in,
Yep.
And I can't breathe real good, and I start cranking out the Dristan, and big, nasty chunks. And you put your finger over one nostril, and oh, geez, look at that. That was runny.
Wow.
Maybe that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You think?
I think it is. Run with it.
And like I said, you blow a big chunk and then you have no idea where it wound up. Till about an hour later. Oh, there it is. Oh, and look what I just pulled out of my left nostril.
A bogey?
Yeah, a bloody bogey. Purple.
Well, don't chew it.
Chew it?
Unless you want to.
I'm waiting for lunch. There he goes, eating on the air again. How come we don't hear from that idiot again? That's your buddy John ZTR.
Probably.
What's his name again?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Come on, you better pay a lot more attention to
Rooster
these.
Choo Choo?
What? No, not Morning Choo Choo. Yeah, I got one from that idiot, too. I just delete it right away, just like Phil Ark. Ben Schmiegel, that's what I was looking for. Oh. Phil Ark. Go away, Phil. You're boring. Oh, you're going to do the thing from Calder with the races? No. I really love sharing matching wits with you. You're a half-wit, Phil. You're an idiot. Just go away.
From MGM and the Farrelly Brothers comes the long-awaited Three Stooges movie starring Sean Penn as Larry.
My name is Larry Fine, and I'm here to recruit you.
Jim Carrey as the lovable Curly.
Oh, righty then.
And Benicio del Toro as Mo.
Hey, no quiet, no skull. Why I oughta...
The Three Stooges coming to a theater near you. Rated R for really? You cast Benicio del Toro as Mo?
Oh, there's only one Mo. As you know. 14 to 11. I think my voice is coming back a little bit. Do I sound better?
A little bit.
I don't feel better, but I sound better. No, I do feel a little bit better.
Keep drinking hot stuff.
I'm not. I'm drinking... you'll be really upset. Diet Dr. Pepper.
Well, I'm not going to be upset. Better you than me.
I don't know what you have against Dr. Pepper.
It tastes awful.
No, it does not.
Okay. More for you then.
That was up almost 100 points. Let's have a party in our pants for the Dow and the NFL draft. Here's Fake Johnny from Oklahoma. He says, it's time to come clean. Hi, Neil. It's time to come clean. I know George said you missed the past couple of days because you've been sick, but I'm not buying it. I've never heard of you missing a day because of a simple cold, much less 2 days. It's not a simple cold, ass clown. It's a nasty flu, and when you can't talk, you can't do a talk show, schmuck. In the past, you've toughed it out under much worse conditions. The last thing we need from you was that you had to get... The last thing we heard from you was that you had to get something notarized in the middle of a show. Would that need to be notarized? So what was it... What would...
Careful now. Back up.
What would need to be notarized so urgently? The only thing I could come up with was a will and testament. Oh, yeah.
I'm dying over here.
If something is wrong, don't try to protect us from the truth. I'm serious. And don't ever underestimate the support and skills that you can derive from your faithful audience. Hope you feel better. Johnny, fake Johnny from Oklahoma, who writes all these religious, about come clean and with the Lord and all this other crap. Yeah, I went to change my will. Not. Isn't it interesting how these people love to fish around? They're always prodding and fishing and not going to get it. None of your business where I went or what it was all about. It was just a thing. Every now and then you need to get a signature notarized in some kind of a form, whatever it is, and then that was it. Schmuck. Fake Johnny from Oklahoma. And speaking of fakes, here's another fake. I mean, yeah, I know it's unusual to get fakes on the emails. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Krista Goldbard. Now, does the name Goldbard ring a bell?
No.
You don't remember Gary Goldbard?
Oh, yeah.
In New Orleans?
Oh, yeah.
He was always whining about the stream. Always whining about the stream and about the Arcot. Oh, my God. Just a chronic ass clown. Hi, my name is Krista Goldbard. I'm 12 years old from New Orleans. You might have heard of my dad, Gary Goldbard. You might have heard of him. He listens to your show all the time, and sometimes when he sends you emails, you read them on the air and make rude remarks about him. That's because your dad is an ass clown. And, of course, this is from Daddy, who knows that I blocked him, so he come up with a daughter's name.
Right.
I don't appreciate it. I'm just telling you to back off the Gary and Heather Goldbard jokes, please. Those are my parents, and when you make fun of them, I get pretty angry. I love your show and all, but don't mock my parents. Sincerely, Krista Goldbard, 12 years old in New Orleans. They have this amazing thing called school, since it's like the last week in April. It would seem to me that probably most kids 12 years old are in school at these hours, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
And this was sent at 11:36 p.m. last night. Do you know of any 12-year-olds that are allowed to be up at almost midnight?
Yep.
You do?
Yeah. Other people's.
Not yours.
No.
Shameless, Krista. And as far as your father is concerned, triple berry for the ferry.
Wow.
Kurt says, Kurt in Gainesville, I think the origin of the truly great phrase, ass clown, relates to the classic film Office Space. They talk about Michael Bolton and what an ass clown he is. It sounds like a movie you should check out that describes a boring, bureaucratic workplace to a T. I think you'd really like Melvin. He burns the joint down, retires to Mexico so he can bitch about the messed up pina coladas.
Hey, way to ruin the movie.
And Rick says, that was up 94 points. How about if I just whisper? Wouldn't that be a good idea?
It's not good for you to whisper.
And why is that?
It's worse than talking out loud.
Is it really?
This is what they say.
Well, who's they? Is this the they my mother was always talking about? Well, you know what they say.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
She was an expert on everything, and when you asked her the source for information, well, you know what they say? And I'd always say, well, who is they? Is that all you're going to eat? Oh, my God, you're getting so fat. Why don't you lose some weight? Oh, my, is that all you're going to eat? I cooked like a crazy person. And in her case, it came naturally. Don't be knocking my mom now.
I'm not. She was only ever nice to me.
Once upon a time, she was a pretty damn good cook. That's a long time ago, though. Way before she croaked.
You know, once upon a time, my mom wasn't.
And still ain't.
Right.
Rick says the first time I ever heard the term ass clown was in 1999 in the movie Office Space. It was a term used by a character, Michael Bolton, who used it to refer to the singer Michael Bolton when he said it was a good name until that no-talent ass clown came around. Well, I think that's right on target. Spot on, as they say.
Yeah, let's let them have it.
You got a spot on it?
Yes, I do. A couple.
Maybe it's a booger. Maybe it's one of them chunks from your left nostril. The thing I was wondering about is I woke up this morning in the middle of the morning with my nose just plugged up, jammed up, jam up and jelly tight. And I'm thinking to myself, how is it that this... I mean, the answer is obvious. You know, you got this nasal drip and it keeps dripping down into your nose and into your throat.
Throat, chest.
But how is it that it just keeps regenerating itself over? It's like endless.
What are you talking about? The
endless mucus.
The mucous membranes in your nose and in the linings of your lungs ooze continuously.
Really?
Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they keep moist
They're
and
oozing
clean.
all the time?
Yes, they are oozing
Yesterday, after having all these Fisherman's Friend, which I now found out have sorbitol, I was oozing from my
rectum.
Profusely.
Really? Wow.
Oh, profusely.
Well, last night I was boozing while you were oozing.
Really?
Yeah.
And losing.
You were
losing?
losing?
Joker says, sounds like a sinus infection. Also, since most of us marry our parents, did George marry his mother, who he says is a bad person? Yesterday, George said your immune system is very weak because you're so old. I think smoking pot affects his immune system. You're sick much less than he is, says Heath the Joker.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sick that much.
No, neither am I.
And I don't think my immune system is all that bad, contrary to what you say. Is that what you said?
Lee said, well, people's immune system, goes down when they get older. And I said, I've heard this. That's what was actually said. Heath, John ZTR, Morning Choo Choo, same ass clown as always.
Oh, God, Morning Choo Choo. Why do you even pay attention to that?
Why do you read Heath's emails? It's the same guy.
Heath said something good about you yesterday. What do you mean it's the same guy? How do you know that?
Oh, please.
Heath is Rooster Choo Choo?
Yeah.
I think you've opened up a real can of worms now.
Lifeless trailer dwelling.
Tom Jicka says Joe Bell is the biggest ass clown. First Hank, Eddie K, Ken Malden, now Jesse. George would be long gone if not for your contract. Clarence pulled Mandich into his office earlier this week to lecture him on his poor ratings. The Mad Dog is pretty upset about it, I'm hearing, says the fake Tom Jicka. How do you like that? Clarence is giving lessons to the Mad Dog?
I don't know.
Maybe if the Mad Dog didn't consistently have to follow 2 hours of dead air, and if we had a signal that somebody could hear, maybe those things might contribute to increased numbers. Although I don't hear the show, so I don't really know what's going on there.
I mean, the notion that anybody in this building had any kind of a discussion with anyone else about the ratings is laughable.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they don't care about the ratings. Because ratings don't matter. Isn't that what has been said?
That was told to Hank.
Right, and I believe that.
Well, that was just an excuse for the fact that he was getting blown out.
I believe
because Joe doesn't like him. It's all personal. It's not business. It's all personal. It's just the opposite of The Godfather. It's not business. It's personal. So if he takes a disliking to you, you're screwed, man, one way or the other, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
In his wildest dreams, he never, ever thought I would accept that 50% pay cut.
Probably not.
Since there's really nothing else. I mean, nobody in this business is making any money anymore. So when I did, I think it took him aback. And then he comes up with this phony, I'm looking forward to the next 5 years. I love this new deal. Ho, ho, ho. Ass clown. Ron from Miami says, hey, if you're about to kick the bucket and don't have any ears, let me introduce myself to you. I'm young and hung. I've been listening to you for a long time, says Ron from Miami. Well, good, Ron. Go tie the rope to the ceiling and tie it real tight. Oh, and here's a picture of Miami, I guess, in Biscayne Bay. I'm pretty impressed. With a phone number. Yeah, if it was me, I wouldn't put a name to it either. Picture of the Miami skyline on Biscayne Bay. Is that like a message?
I don't know.
Joey Zaza going to send me a message? You're peeing in the wrong spot.
Oh, Neil! This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
I'd like to eat lettuce and peas from Michelle Obama's garden in D.C. Carrots and beans, nice healthy greens from Michelle Obama's garden naturally. She fertilizes them organically, fresh tasting food for the first family. Veggies will spawn on the South Lawn in Michelle Obama's garden in D.C. Oi!
11:02 at 560 WQAM. Happy Friday to you. I'm under the weather, but I'm here. What does that mean, under the weather?
I don't know. One of those things.
And
look it up.
No, here's another one. Like never stole a freight train. Brandon says, I think I got caught what you got because I feel like hell. For me to take the day off of work means I'm sick like a dog. There's another one. Sick like a dog. Where did that come from?
Maybe dogs get sick. Maybe dogs puke all the time.
Do.
I don't know.
They do once in a while. The only times dogs get deathly sick usually is just before death. You know, dogs do get sick, but I don't know where that... I mean, that expression's been around forever. Sick as a dog. How about sick as a horse? Like those horses that died that got poisoned by that, whatever they were eating? Those polo horses?
Yeah.
Sick as a horse. Sick as a hippo. As a hippopotamus. All right. David says, you are a legend. Here's a butt-kissing email. You like that?
Well, good. Enjoy.
Well, we don't get too many of those.
I know.
All the legendary TV and radio broadcasters are either dying or retiring. You are the last living legend. Stay for another 20 years. Oh, yeah. I'll be lucky if I make another 20 minutes. Here's George.
Hey.
The radio industry should celebrate your success. You are the Energizer Bunny. Just keep going and going. Yeah, yesterday I kept going and going and going.
Rectum.
Then I realized that this Fisherman's Friend is the sugar-free version with sorbitol. Oh, my God. Not good. And I'd like to, I'd like to suck on one right now.
Cough drop that, right?
What?
I said, how's it going?
Fisherman's Friend.
Oh, you want to enjoy a Fisherman's Friend?
Sans sucrose. Sucrose sorbitol, sweetened with sorbitol.
Yeah.
I hate this frog stuff and all the Canadians thing. Everything's got to be in English and in French. And actually, these taste like crap. You know what else tastes like crap? What are those? My father used to eat them all the time when he had a cold. They're lozenges just like these. They're gray.
Mm-hmm. Ludens?
No, Ludens are not gray. They're black. Ludens are good.
I like
Ludens are like candy.
Yeah, they're like licorice.
Oh, what the hell are those things called? They still make them.
I don't know.
They come like in a blue metallic box.
Not Sucrets.
No, not Sucrets. Sucrets are awful.
They'll
but they're green.
Numb your head.
They're green and they come like in a little foil wrap. What the hell were those things called? And they tasted just like these Fisherman's Friend. Awful. Horrible. Maybe I should go get some Smith Brothers cough drops. See, the one good thing this week, and I mentioned this to you yesterday before you went on, is being sick this week has really helped my weight. As of this morning, 185.2 on the scale. That's the lowest I've weighed in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years at least. So I've lost about 6 pounds this week because I haven't been eating that much. When you're really, really sick, you don't have an appetite. And what do they say? Feed a cold, starve a fever?
Yeah.
Starve a cold, feed a fever.
I'm not sure what they say about that, or
what do they say?
Or if it's correct.
Ask a doctor. I'm sure it's not correct.
Do what they say.
And also, my blood sugar levels are getting back down toward the lowest they've been in a long time, toward normal. So it's a catch-22. I don't want to get the Hall's mental ellipsis with a sorbitol because it makes me just crap my brains out uncontrollably. After about an hour and a half, I'm close to home, man. And the ones with the sugar send your blood sugar up. Not good. Why does everything have to be like candy? Why does it have to be sweet?
Because people like that?
Well, okay, but if it's supposed to be good for you, like that other stuff that I take, that cough medicine that I told you about?
Yeah.
I still can't think of the name of it. You can't either.
Dr. something or other? Dr. Scholl's?
Yeah, Dr. Pecker. I don't know what it is. It tastes horrible, but it helps. It's good for your throat.
Yeah.
It works. Although I guess people probably wouldn't suck on cough drops if they tasted like that stuff, but,
Right. Fewer people would.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the cough drop business doesn't exist to help people's health. I wonder if the Smith brothers are still alive. Do you know that there actually were the Smith brothers?
No.
Oh, Hawaii Brad, still here in Cebu, Philippines. It's summer here. I'm sweating my hairy ass off. He's got an attachment on here. Oh, there he is. That's cute. I can't wait to sell this turkey of a house here and get back to Hawaii. Times are tough, so I attached a picture to hopefully amuse you from in front of my condo here. Not even slightly amusing. Good luck to you, Brad. You'll need it. Wow. Here's one from Ephraim. Remember Ephraim?
Yep.
In Baton Rouge, if I recall correctly. I didn't even look. What a memory I got for these chronics. So you think that Rooster Choo Choo and what's the other one? Heath?
Yeah.
Are the same person?
Yeah.
Well,
I think a lot of these people are the
only
same
one thing I can say to that. Yeah. I don't know. And I don't care. See, I really don't give a crap who these emails are from. They kill some good time. It's a lot more entertaining and amusing to me than taking "I'm your friend" 400 times. Now, what's his name? Prozac Ron? Ron what?
Ron Ziegler. He had the whole family calling yesterday.
Does he really?
Yeah. The girlfriend, the retarded uncle.
The retarded uncle also crank calls the show?
Yeah, well, they were all... I guess they must have been having a picnic or something yesterday.
Yeah, I heard they ordered a box of assorted-sized condoms because they were having a picnic. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Big vat of Crisco.
Yeah. Ephraim Owen says AIC went from 7.0 to 9.6. That's the measurement of your blood sugar over a period of, I don't know, weeks or whatever. Hey, Neil, hope you get feeling better soon. I share your pain. As a fellow type 2 diabetic, the last thing we need is freaking flu or cold. In addition to my diabetes, I'm also an asthmatic. I've been suffering for the last 3 weeks from the flu as well as severe allergies. My doctor wanted to hospitalize me, but I fought it and won. However, she put me on these nasty-ass steroids. I take 7 pills today, 6 tomorrow, until I would have taken 314 milligram, I don't get it. 31 4-milligram pills in total. Too many numbers here, Ephraim. Of course, because of the illness, my A1C has gone through the roof. My last checkup was 9.6. By the time I'm done with these steroids, it'll be something or so. It's chopped off. She also increased my diabetic med, Evandamet, to something. Evandamet is a combination of Evanderil and metformin. I like it because it doesn't drop my blood sugar too low. Anyway, hang in there. Those bastards out there don't know or understand what we're going through. So to hell with them all, says Ephraim in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Well, we got at least two listeners in Louisiana. We got Gary, what's his name there? Gary Goldbard with his fake daughter.
Wah, the streaming's not good. Get it fixed. Wah.
The Dow's up almost 100 points. It can't quite crack through that 100 barrier today. It can't quite crack.
Well, get out and push. Go buy something.
It's got a crack problem. John Quest says a couple of weeks ago, Rick, I don't know why these emails don't match the name sometime. You know what I mean?
You don't?
Because they're fake? A couple of weeks ago, you said that the 20 years you've known George, you've only broke bread with him 3 times. What this tells me is you can't stand him either. You keep this ass clown around for 2 reasons. Management can't stand him and the audience can't stand him. You like to ruffle the feathers, and every time this punk is on the air, ruffles feathers. Please bring back the flea. P.S. Here's an idea for a poll. Does hearing George on the air want to make you barf? Yes or no, answer only, Rick. Blow it out your ass, Rick. Oh, Buckley's. Thank you so much, Gil. Buckley's is that horrible tasting crap.
That's it.
Oh. Tastes like mung. In fact, I'm going to go take some right now. 2 teaspoons.
Just drink the whole bottle.
No. Oh. If you ever even smelled this, you would run for the hills. When you finish drinking it, when you swallow it, it's like, like that. But it's good for you. So my question is, why is it that everything that is good for you tastes like crap, and everything that tastes really great is bad for you? Because God works in mysterious ways. Because he's a sadistic son of a bitch. Isn't that what's going on here?
Right.
All you God people out there, boy. There was a God. Who should the Dolphins get in the draft, Neil? Asked Andres in West Park. Let me put it to you this way, very simply, Andres. Who gives a flying crap? Fursky says, hope you're feeling better. Sorry if you've already mentioned this. Saying, I've been listening on and off. They're saying it's nothing to write home about. Oh, that's the saying, yeah. There's another one. Nothing to write home about. Well, I mean, I can understand that one, can't you?
Yeah.
Nothing special, nothing to sit down and write a letter home and say, oh, guess what? I just crapped my pants or something like that. Or Joe Bell is an ass clown.
Oh, Neil! Yank it, baby!
Well, I never thought I'd find the kind of ride that I've been tooling around in today. Now it's a classic set of wheels fixed up the way a brother would like it. Now it's been clean and shiny and the trim is gold anodized under my seat. I got a can of liquid cherry, yo. Nah, baby. Coconut colada, cherry, and me, baby blue. Nah, baby. Shiny little velvet, little smelly machine took the suspension out, so I bounced down the road in a Big Daddy Superfly. Now if they hard to stop, no big deal, someday I'll get around to fixing the brakes. A 1979 Mountbatten Catalina, she's sure looking fine, now it's my baby Cadillac. Aw, baby, coconut, colada, cherry, and me, baby, blue. Aw, baby, shiny little velvet, little smelly machine, yo. I got my windows down on a hot summer day, cause the AC don't work no way. The sweaty crash all seat starts to smell, it gets the tussy working overtime. And on my backseat you'll find a shiny crown that smell like lilacs. My carpet shiny too, cause I'll be washing it with Armor All. Aw, baby, coconut, colada, cherry, and me, baby, blue. Aw, baby, microscopic wheels rolling over speed bumps ain't too smooth. Aw, baby, brush my lower interior, be fancy to me, baby blue. Aw, baby.
Oh, correction. Liz Cheney was the one defending her father, Darth Cheney, yesterday on MSNBC. She's the non-Dyke daughter. Mary Cheney is the Dyke, says Jason Weston. Thank you, Jason.
All right.
Mary is the Dyke. Right. Liz is the hetero.
Glad we got it straight.
I got a bunch of emails that came in that I would have done yesterday had I been here, and I wasn't, about Bubba the Love Sponge licking my ass again. Well, what does he want?
I don't know. A date?
What?
A date?
No, I think he's just trying to use me again, like all these other people coming to the market. Oh, my good friend Neil, is the great, all that other crap. I don't know him. I never heard him. The people who give me spy reports tell me that the show blows, but, Here you go. Here's one of them. Well, there's a lot of them. Oh! No wonder I'm sick. When you hear that, now, did you get this a second one from Dave Friedman?
A second one
from Jeff High's boyfriend?
I never got the first one. I obviously have him blocked or something.
Well, don't you remember I read it on the air on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Here's the follow-up. Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Hi, Neil. Jeff High called me today to say that you read yesterday's email on the air. You remembered my name. I'm flattered. I remembered your name because everybody remembers crazy people who are annoying and just won't go the hell away. Is there a job for Jeff there? He really is a good guy. I know you liked him. You see where this is all coming from?
Uh-huh.
He must have splattered on the IOD walls over there and gotten canned again. You have a soft heart for slightly overweight men, and Jeff has slimmed down to a svelte 450 pounds since he's now being tube-fed donuts and Pop-Tarts. That's it. You won't be hearing from me another few more years. Love, Lyle. P.S. You have to admit that your show isn't the same as it was 25 years ago in terms of irreverence and freshness. Well, no, nothing is like it was 25 years ago, although you're the same as you've always been, Dave. A pain in the ass, an idiot. In addition to which, how do you know my show isn't the same if you don't listen? Just one question. Is George's ego because he thinks he's good at what he does, or is it because he has low self-esteem after working with your success all these years? Goodbye. Speaking to you again in 5 years. Yeah, likely story. This is another idiot that keeps threatening to go away and never does. He always resurfaces. Chronic, no life at all.
I have no life.
Like his boyfriend, Jeff High. That's this guy's claim to fame. Is he's the boyfriend of a radio sales hole who's been bouncing around and literally like a shmoo from one station to another for like 20 years. Yeah. Like that. And that. Go away, Dave. We all hate you like poison. And your buddy Jeff High. And if he's out of work, well, there is a God. Here's one from, Bubba the Love Sponge Spy Report. Remember I was just saying that?
Yep.
Oh, man. I think by Monday I'll be back to abnormal.
Good.
Let me see the color of this. It's, it's almost colorless. Kind of like Jeff High. Pale. Like George. Although last time I saw you back at Gulfstream, you had the color.
Yeah, I've been doing stuff outside a lot more lately.
You looked red.
Yeah, been doing stuff outside.
You were working up a real good melanoma.
Once or twice a week, hanging out outside, doing a lot of outdoorsy things.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, Duke McCabe says, just out of curiosity, are you friends with Bubba the Love Sponge? No, I'm not. I never met him. I don't know from him. This morning at 8:30, he was talking about you as if you two were best buddies. Oh. Are there times when you just want to sit down and cry?
Every day?
Personally, I don't care much for him. I like music in the morning and talk radio in the afternoon. I tend to flip back and forth among several stations while I search for something good till you come on. This morning I was flipping around the dial and listened to him for about 3 minutes while he insinuated that you two are buddies. Yeah, just like me and Castronova keep meeting at the Sawgrass, even though I'm in Toronto and he's somewhere. It takes a lot to offend me, but that Kaylee Anthony parody he played was disgusting. Many of his listeners have complained, but he tried to justify it by saying that you would have no problem with the song. Well, what am I, the censor now? I'm the judge and the jury?
That's right, you're on the panel.
Just thought you'd like to know. Hugs somebody. Duke. See, I really don't care what any of these people have to say. I don't care what Bubba says. I don't care what Paul and Ron. I don't care. I'm here doing my thing, and that's it. And all these yentas out there. Oh. South Florida, haven for yentas. Even the Goyim are yentas in South Florida.
Oh, look at that machine. He's playing the maximum. He's going to lose his ass. Oh, my God. Look at that.
Mind your own effing business, bitch. Old, nasty bitch. Look at your own machine and lose your ass and let me do what I want. God. Oh. Brandon says, it's been a while since I provided you with a Bubba the Love Sponge update. In addition to being gay for Hulk Hogan and having him on all the time, the times he isn't on, Bubba has Tucker Carlson on. Oh, Mr. Bowtie, that fruitcake. Tucker is on just about as much as Hulk. I don't listen long enough to know what they're talking about, and today he had a long, extensive interview with his own mother. That's right, Bubba had his mom on to talk about the night he was conceived and how it actually happened. You know what it sounds like to me? There's a word that comes to mind. You know what the word is?
No.
Desperate.
Mm.
Desperate. But nevertheless, I mean, Tucker Carlson, that sure would draw me away. But Bubba's always talking about you and how you guys are such buddies, and you would approve of this. Don't sucker me into your show, okay, Bubba? Do your own damn show. I don't know from your ass. Robert Smith says, don't you think it's strange that both Leotard and Sedano are on vacation during the same week? Coincidence? Oh, you ought to see the way he spells coincidence. Have you ever had the misfortune to hear Stu Gotts do that show on his own? It's beyond bad. And while we're at it, where's Defoe? Don't know? Don't care. Small potatoes, man. You talk about small potatoes. Oh, here's Armando Ferris Manny from Acapulco, another fake. Remember him?
Of course.
Armando Ferry, whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Possible replacement for Ash Clown. How about Butt Monkey? Joe Bell, it says, is a butt monkey. Has a nice ring to it. Glad you're back, even though George was great. Hope you feel better. Well, here's George.
Hey.
Oh, my God. They just can't make up their mind. They love you. They hate you. They love me. They hate me. They love and hate. Mostly hate.
Oh, Neil. You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Well, here we go again.
It's Friday, you bastard.
How am I cheering up Madonna after adoption rejection? I give her comfort and joy and hold and touch her. She likes me to be coming down on her, licking the gray of her beef curtains. That is smile making, no? She happy when I poke the chocolate starfish. She likes many times. And her be happy when I buy her new makeup. Because with no makeup, she looks like Latin drug lords on her face. Dios mío. Okay, hasta luego.
Yeah, hasta luego. Mias, I think he said.
Incredible.
That's Madonna. Although that one, now I'm not sure which boyfriend that's supposed to be. But the one that I saw two different ones they were showing on those stupid shows. And one looks really good. Really good. So it can't really be her boyfriend because she's only into ugly guys like Denise Rodman, guys like that.
Okay.
Denise Potvin. Really ugly guys. That's Madonna. Oh, I think she would do anything. Lampposts, fire hydrants.
Right.
Dogs. Zebras. Anything that moves. The family member I least want to ever see again or have anything to do with in another life is cousin 28. How come that's winning so handily?
I don't know. Maybe because there's lots of options there. A lot of people have a lot of cousins.
Exes 15. A pet 15. That's bad. Who doesn't like their pet?
I know.
You had a wonderful dog for years and years like I had too, and you had a chance to meet up with him again and give him a little pat on the head, get a little lick on the forehead or on the nose. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Sure would.
Not these people. A pet 15. Well, to you. That's from Tiny and Winnie. How do you like that? Spouse 13, brother 13, father 13, uncle 12, sister 11, mother 10. That's bad, George.
No, it's not.
How do you say those terrible things about your mother? Chris, I used to get that all the time, too.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was because they're true.
Right.
Aunt 9, aunt, stepmother 7, in-laws 6, grandparent 5, stepsister 3, stepfather 3, stepbrother solamente uno. 164 votes. Horrible poll. But thanks, I think it's a Charlie B, baby. Glad you're back. Hope you feel better, says somebody. To answer your question why the names sometimes don't match the emails, when you originally set up Outlook Express, you fill in a blank that says who the email is from, and that gets saved along with your other info you put in there. Every time you send an email, the name usually shows on the top as to whom the mail's from, but say I sit down now in front of your computer and write an email and sign it, Slick. It'll show it was sent from Neil because I used your machine, but it'll be signed by me because I wrote it. Got it?
Got it.
Just like this email is. Yeah, I'm not looking at it. George does a fine job covering when you're out. I think WQM should count their lucky stars he's there every time to seamlessly step in. That's one of the many reasons why when Joe Bell says to me, I want to fire George Rodriguez and you flee his job, I said, blow it out your fat ass. Actually, I said, I'll get back to you. And then when he sent me a message before vacation, I said, don't call me and I won't call you. No effing way. And I never heard from him again, thank God. I don't want to hear from him. The only reason he ever contacts me is just to be annoying, Joe Bell.
Or funny.
Like yesterday morning. I mean, I just couldn't speak. I couldn't talk. And one thing about this business, when you try to talk for 4 hours and your throat is already messed up, you're going to be out for days.
Sure.
Because you're just straining your vocal cords.
You know, some jobs, if you can't walk, you can't work. And this one, if you can't talk,
you can't talk,
work.
you can't work.
Right.
Simple as that. And I sent George a text at about 8:20 in the morning.
Right.
He says, no problem. Okay.
Right. I did that while I was on the highway.
Right. There you go. On the highway. On the way to work. Fully expecting just to sit there saying just this morning a few times. But instead has to put on a 4-hour show, entertain the masses. George does a fine job when you're out. I think WQM should count their lucky stars. He's there every time to seamlessly step in. He knows every chronic, every drop, every song bit. The show hardly suffers a rating drop. What in God's name would WQM do when you called in an hour before showtime and can't make it? Play more sports crap? There you go.
Yep.
I don't think so, he says. Anyway, if you need a suggestion to kill a little time, I'd appreciate it if you could play Vanna, Pick Me a Letter. It's kind of long. One of my favorites is Slick. Well, that sounds pretty slick.
Thanks, Slick.
Yeah.
Just
fired George my ass. How many lives can we screw up? How many people can we destroy? That's Joe Bell's mission in life. Oh, it's by request, I think.
Right. Get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Got to get on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win. Spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Bankrupt? What do you mean bankrupt? I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Pat Sajak again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Hey, man, what do you mean there's no effing phone? Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. Hey, Vanna, is that an all over 10 or what? Vanna, I don't understand why you make $100 grand, not for me to say. Anyway, get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Gonna be on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win, spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Go, Vanna, go, baby, go, all right. Hey, get out of my face, Pat. Is that a toupee? Hey, is there an L in that word? Is it lowrider? All right, lowrider. Forget the letter, man. I'll take Vanna White. You're beautiful, baby. You and me could play the home game. Got me a ticket for an aeroplane. All right, I'm on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just love that sound. I'm in the bonus round. Hey, Vanna, pick me a letter. Lose a turn. Hey, Pat, lose this. Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. All right, that isn't all over 10. Vanna, I don't mean to stare, but are you wearing underwear? Not for me to say. Anyway, I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Backstage Jack again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Please, Vanna, pick me a letter. All right, I'm ready to pick, baby. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That should cover it, huh? All right, I'll take the sofa, the blender, the microwave, the refrigerator. Hey, man, Pat, what do you mean $500 for a black and white 5-inch portable TV set? You got ripped off, man. My brother-in-law can get it for you wholesale. Give me the money and I'll buy the TV set, man, all right? Hey, Vanna, come on, baby.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastard.
They want my bonus back. No. It's money that is part of my contract. No. I don't care if you say it's whack. No. But there's no way I'll pay these millions back. No. I'll take you to court. AIG, the bonus is part of my salary. The company is broke because of me. And now you want to take all my money. I won't give it back. Mine, oh mine. No way you're getting it. Not a dime. No way you're getting it. AIG. No way you're getting it. My bonus from me. No way you're getting it. I keep the cash. No way you're getting it. Part of my stash. No way you're getting it. Private jet fuel. No way you're getting it. No swimming pool. No way you're getting it. They want my bonus back. No way you're getting it. Give my bonus back. No way you're getting it. Kiss my rich butt.
Rectum.
So let me ask you, nobody knows the name of those lozenges? Maybe they haven't made them in 100 years.
I don't know.
They were in a tin container.
Mm-hmm.
And they were flat and gray.
Yeah, that sounds like
they tasted just like these awful Fisherman's Friend. In fact, I pulled this one out of the packages. I'm your friend.
Mm.
And these have sorbitol in them. But I'm sucking on one because it does give you a little temporary relief from the congestion. It's not that my throat is sore at the moment. It was this morning when I woke up. Now it's not so bad. Maybe that's because I had that Nukeable bacon.
Maybe
I could make some more and eat it on the air and get, what's his name, all bent out of shape. Ben Schmolen, whatever his name is. Schmendrick. You know, once upon a time, how many months have we been doing the email thing? Since like November, maybe?
Okay.
Once upon a time, when the real emailers ran out of material, which took about a week, the fake emailers were like somewhat entertaining. Even though you don't agree with that. But they actually were. To me. And they've just gotten worse and worse and worse. Not good. Going to be 68 here today. The sun is shining. It's great. It's a good day for me to be outdoors, getting some sun, getting some vitamin D.
Not Cepacol.
No.
I'm just looking at all the lozenges I found.
No.
Fisherman's Friend.
No. These suck. Lofthouse's Fisherman Friend. I'm your friend. They suck. They taste like crap. That's it? That's all the lozenges?
Well, I'm not finding anything.
There's one thing I cannot stand is people who say lozengers. Have you ever heard people say that?
No.
Well, all the time I hear that, lozengers.
Maybe
like it's some kind of a complicated word. But
Thieves lozenges?
No. These were very famous.
Thayers?
Bayers?
Thayers.
No. That's it?
No, I mean, I'm looking at a whole bunch of pictures to see if trying to find one that comes in a tin.
Well, you just Google lozenges?
Right, and then you click on images.
Why not let me do that during the next break?
There you go.
What was I going to do during the break 2 breaks ago? I didn't do it.
Make some tea?
No, that's right. I don't need it. I got my fisherman's friend. Fisherman's friend. Jerry says, several years ago, WIOD teamed Mandich and Defoe together from 4 to 7 p.m. It was a fantastic show. These two guys worked very well together, and the show was not only informative, but very funny. Then, for some reason, Defoe was fired. I think he had some kind of a gambling problem. I don't recall Mandich and Defoe doing a show together. Do you? Ever?
No, but they might have. Just because we don't remember it.
The gambling thing didn't come around until he was a QAM. That was years after IOD. That was with the engines.
Yeah, that wasn't a gambling problem.
No, it was a...
monkey business problem.
Monkey business problem with the Indians, right. Says, I remember how depressed the Mad Dog was when Defoe was canned. I think his words were, there's not enough booze in this town to ease my pain. Anyway, I'm just wondering if WIOD would consider teaming up these two all-stars again. Defoe is great, says Jerry. First of all, neither one of them work on WIOD last time I checked. And if you think this station is going to pay an extra person in that day part, you're crazy. Plus, there are 2 words. When I think of Defoe, there are 2 words that come to mind. You know what they are?
No.
Paranoid loser.
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't get any numbers. He doesn't generate anything, you know. And Mad Dog, I don't understand what's going on there, other than the fact nobody can hear the signal, and he's following 2 hours of dead air every day. But today we got the draft stuff coming, baby. We're going to have a gigantic audience. It's going to be huge, big, gigantic, like a big throbbing hemorrhoid. Big O at Miami Prime at 2. Mad Dog, Joe Rose, and Bo Camper at Miami Prime from 4 to 7. As they put their heads together to pre-analyze the NFL draft. Then at 7 o'clock, we just pull the plug. UM Baseball, Virginia Tech. It's just, you know. And then Greg Likens, 11 to 1. And tomorrow, I still don't understand, 4 to 8. Of course, we got draft crap coming all day after the Weekly Fisherman.
Right.
After our 3-hour fishing show. Oh, woo! Like you've always said, IOD in the old days, we had sports talk from what, 6 to 7?
6 to 8.
2 hours.
Right.
That was more than enough. Now we've got 15 stations doing 24/7 or 27, talking the same crap. There's no more sports. The same stuff they could cover voluminously in 2 hours. Yeah. Now it's like 20.
And nobody complained, you know.
No, nobody said, gee, can't we have a lot more sports talk? Except Ray Perry.
As a matter of fact, that was the conflict with Boy Gary and Hank. Remember, Boy Gary thought that he was doing too much sports, had too many sports guests and athletes and things like that.
I heard Joe say this morning, all he wants is sports. Anybody wants to talk about anything else, he won't talk to him. I think Joe is failing to learn what's going on in the market. But nevertheless, it's his show. He can do what he wants. Geldy tomorrow, 9 to noon. He'll be draft intensive. Joe Z, Danny Cannella, and Bo. Boy, we got a lot of Bo on there. Noon to 4. Too much. And then 4 to 8. This is what I still don't understand. And I noticed in the promo they played earlier, they didn't mention Miss Syphilis. Hey, Jimmy.
You fairy.
4 to 8, the NFL Draft Show tomorrow on QAM. Jimmy Syphilis, Joe Rose, Jim Mandich, and Orlando Alzaquiri at Dolphin Stadium.
Jimmy's got top billing.
Yeah, on here, on the schedule by Clarence. Last time I checked, Jimmy Syphilis does the mornings on WIOD and rips us an ass every chance he gets. The inept voice of the Dolphins.
Right.
And believe me, inept is an understatement. The embarrassing voice of the Dolphins. So I just don't get it. But like you said, it's all the same. It's all part of the same sports fraternity.
That's right. That flag flies higher than any other.
That fag, is that what you say about Jimmy?
You fairy.
The Dow's up 129 points. If I'm lying, you're dying. I think 10 to noon would have been good today. You should have done noon to 2. But I can't do that to you now.
Oh, thanks.
Well, no, don't you notice I'm like losing it?
No, I didn't notice at all. Drink some tea.
I am.
You said you don't need to. That doesn't mean that it's a bad idea.
Should I?
Yes.
Oh. The worst, I think this is the worst flu I've ever had. Probably not, but a long time, in years.
Do you have fevers and all that stuff?
No.
Oh, then maybe not flu.
What is this, the pre-death cold?
Maybe. It's a bad cold.
Pre-death. I'm on the way out. Nels. Here's one from Bradley. As far as Bubba the Love Sponge goes, he just mentions having respect for the talented and successful radio shows. I don't understand. What is that all about? Because I've been hearing this ever since he came into the market. Is that all he talks about, is Hulk Hogan and the other radio shows?
I wouldn't know.
Today he just stated he was giving respect to you, Phil Hendry, Howard Stern, whose tachas he really kisses, and some guy I never heard of. Bubba has never said you and he were good buddies or anything like that. People are just pulling your chain, your Shane. As far as Bubba goes, I don't have Sirius, so there isn't much to listen to before your show. And you still do have Jewish, though Puerto Rican too, kosher Rican listeners. Not all are jingoistic Israeli supporters. Not Israel firsters like Jew Lieberman. By the way, Flea's good, but not everyone hates George. We just rather listen to you. Well, that's fine. And when I'm not sick and I'm supposed to be here, I'm here. And even today when I am sick, I'm still here. I can only imagine what they would have said if I would have been sick today.
Yeah.
And then next Friday, I'm going to be off anyway. Oh. And then, of course, in mid-June, I got a week's vacation, and then the summer schedule starts. And I know you're going to be getting some extra big bucks for that.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be getting a lot of spots. You're going to get that car traded out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now you know when Joe Bell said, I'll take care of George. Now you know what he meant by that.
I sure do.
Bob Green told me the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of George. I'll take care of George. And he screwed you over.
Mm-hmm.
Give you about a 50-cent raise. At least he would let us eat the free food, though.
Yeah.
And I never got the feeling he was out to destroy everybody's life. Did you, Bob Green?
No.
Mike Disney, maybe if he had too many belts under his belt. Boy, talk about red-nosed reindeer. God. Talk about red-nosed Irishman. That friggin' Disney. But anyway, that's all in the past. Stop and think of all the bozos, all you working people out there. Stop and think of the idiots you've worked for over the years. If you ever worked for somebody good, and I have a couple of guys. You ever, in fact, three good people I worked for. Sid Levin, Dick Casper, Gary Lawrence. Greg Reed, I would say, compared to what we got now, he was great. He also tried to fire your ass.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think that's all about? Well, that was Mo.
Right.
That's because you gave me those emails, and I read them on the air, all those caustic, hateful emails about Mo.
Sure.
And he and his attorney demanded that you be fired.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the day of his birthday, when I was invited
to tell him happy birthday?
Who was it that came in and invited me? Robert?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was.
Or the Beast invited me to go in there. Mo invited me to go in and wish him a happy birthday during a break. I mean, talk about an ego. So I walked in there, and he wouldn't even look at me for the first, few seconds. I said, hey, happy birthday, Mo. He said, you know why George is still here? I said, what? Because I did the right thing. I backed off. Which is an admission that he's the one that tried to get you fired, which in the beginning he denied.
Right.
He tried to get everybody fired.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Sucrets, no, that's not it. Thank you so much for trying. No, Sucrets are green. And they don't do a damn thing.
They got red ones, too, but...
All they do is, deaden your throat.
They're a numbing agent, yes.
Duh. And they taste like caca. I think if you just get some hard candy, if you're going to, soothe your throat with that, just get some hard candy. And suck on it. Cruiser says, I was just thinking to the time I met you at a power remote at the Cutler Ridge Mall. You were there with Rick and Suds. Whatever happened to those goofballs? Also, that Gilbert character with his speech impediment. Wondering, says Cruiser. Suds pops up when George is doing the show every now and then as a guest, and Rick is in on the West Coast.
He was here Friday.
Was he really?
The 17th.
And?
And he's still Suds.
He's still alive.
Yep.
Rick, on the other hand, is still Rick.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Hi, guys and gals. I'm Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. When I'm not shooting caribou from a helicopter hovering 50 feet off the ground, I'm a 44-year-old wife, mother, and future grandmother of an illegitimate child conceived out of wedlock. But I'm also an endorser, and I'm here today to tell you folks about an exciting new perfume for you gals out there. It's called Pentecostal Perfume. Named after the religious practice I no longer associate myself with due to its controversial nature, Pentecostal perfume will make you smell divine and make you speak in tongue. It's perfect for all occasions, whether you're hunting or running or taking a field trip to the nuclear plant. Gosh darn it, this is a fragrance for all you gals. Other perfumes just pale in comparison. I'm Sarah Palin, and I approve this fragrance.
Talk about torture. There you go. 1201 and 560 WQAM. What's the prospective son-in-law's name again? Luke?
I don't know.
Yeah, the one that knocked up her daughter.
No, it wasn't Luke.
Well, what was it?
Puke.
Oh, my God.
Levi.
There you go. Levi Harner. Remember Levi and Eldon Harner? They're both dead.
No.
From Batavia Downs and Buffalo Raceway?
No.
Road Air, driven by Levi Harner. Anyway, Ishma says, Joe Bell is absolutely correct. George doesn't belong on the radio. You can have the Beast fill in during the summer, get the same numbers. Listeners should email Joe Bell and let him know. Ishma. Yeah, Kishma Ishma. Kushmir and Tuchus. Probably the Beast boyfriend. He's probably got one now that Clarence is getting married, getting hitched. Now, do you believe that fake email we had from the fake Tom Jicha before about Clarence sat Mad Dog down and was giving him crap about his bad numbers? Do you believe that?
No.
I don't either. It's got to be somebody across the street. And, of course, You notice one interesting thing. Since Sid the Kid got canned over there, so many of these chronic fakes, Greg Budell and Joey Reynolds, all these people have basically disappeared.
Yep.
Just coincidence? I don't think so. And where's Hawk Mark, or whatever the hell his name is, with a spy report about what's going to happen Monday morning over there? It's already Friday.
I don't know.
New morning show coming soon. Stay tuned, 790, yeah? Maybe they don't have any idea what it is yet. But everybody and their brother is sending me bad information. It's including Rich Pachter. You know, it's one thing about people who know it all, like Rich Pachter. Gray, Sucrets, gray in a little metal tin. Right? Yep. He says, yep. Nope. Sucrets aren't gray. Sucrets are green or red. They come in little foil, in a tin can, yeah. But in little foil wrapper, each individually wrapped. Correct? Yes. And the ones I'm talking about, maybe, actually they didn't come in a tin can. They came in a thin, flat box. My bad. It just dawned on me. I just remember they were gray and like little wafers. Gray. And they tasted like garbage.
There's not
and of course,
brand.
my father loved them. What?
Is there a brand called Soothe I'm looking at right now? Soothe throat discs?
No, these probably they haven't made in 100 years. You know, that's what happens when you get to be old fuddy-duddy like me. You start talking about products that they haven't made since Jesus was a baby. JCP says the cough drops you're trying to think of, Luden's in the metal case. First of all, Luden's never came in a metal case. Luden's come in a box like Smith Brothers cough drops. You people sure don't know your damn cough drops. God. Blackie says he emails me a picture of a tin of Sucrets. Neil, this is it? Question mark? No. Everybody and their brother keeps telling me they're Sucrets. They're not.
No.
You've taken Sucrets, right?
Yes.
You've sucked on a few.
Sucrets.
Green.
Red.
And individually tin foil wrapped.
Correct.
Nothing at all like what I'm talking about.
No, I think you're talking about Luden's, but if there's another brand,
I'm not.
If there's another brand like that, I'm not aware of what it is. Luden's were in the little box, like a little drawer thing, and they were gray. and they tasted like licorice.
Get out of here.
See ya.
Luden's made discs?
Yes.
Because Luden's cough drops are like, they're shaped like oblong things. They're like little oblong candies.
Maybe
Luden's
they make more than one kind.
They're in a box. What?
Maybe they make more than one kind.
Oh, wouldn't that be a kick in the ass? I'll guarantee you the Smith Brothers. I bet you maybe Smith Brothers ain't even around anymore. I don't know. Do you see them anywhere? I don't.
No.
Here's one from Di from Aventura. The throat lozenges you're looking for, gray and flat in a tin can, are called throat discs. Be careful. Besides sorbitol, it has anise in it. Anus. Wow.
Rectum.
Maybe it tastes like ass. Ron says, are the lozenges you're trying to remember the name Whorehounds? I do remember Whorehounds, but no, that's not it.
Wow.
Well, when you come right down to it, what difference does it make?
I thought that's how we're killing time today.
We are. Mailing it in. Remember I said I was going to play all bits today, play the rack? I didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
That would have been a cop-out. I mean, I should have done it.
You could do I'll request Friday.
Yeah, I'll request my ass.
You'll request your ass?
So they have sorbitol and anus in it. Tastes like sweet ass. Oh, here we go. Luden's, it says. Luden's. Now, it's got a link. Let me go to the link.
Chewy?
No, I'm not chewing. And it's got a picture of a red candy, just like I said, Luden's. An oblong little red candy. Luden's were never flat in a box. Wild cherry throat drops. That's what they got. Luden's makes throat drops. Not whatever you're saying. I bet you Flea would know the answer. Brands of throat lozenges, don't worry, they're not links, it says. It's got a whole list. Cepacol, no. Chloroseptic, no. Fisherman's I'm Your Friend, no. Halls, no. Wanola, no. Lakerol, no. Lockets, no. Luden's, no, I don't think. Ricola, no. Smith Brothers, no. Soothers, no. Strepsils, no. Sucrets, no. Thayers, no. Tunes, no. Vicks, no. Nice, no. Seam, no. That's from your friend Barry McCockner. Well, they're sure trying. Oh, here's Jimmy Syphilis. Aha! The fake Jimmy Syphilis is on. Excited?
No.
It's about the draft.
Oh, well, in that case, no.
Why not? Why are you such a party pooper? Whorehound, says Gregory. No. We already been there, done that. No. All these people trying desperately, and here's that Luden's thing. Luden's. No Luden's. All right, let me print this out from Jimmy Syphilitic. See, I know you hate these. I like these.
Well, good.
I do.
Enjoy.
And you'll see when the book comes out next Thursday. You'll see we're going to kick some bloody ass.
I hope so.
Bonus money, baby.
Good.
Jimmy Syphilis says, my audience in all of South Florida are excited about this weekend's draft show. Are you excited about it?
Oh, yeah.
Ask me if I'm excited about it. Not in the least. Not even a teeny tiny bit. Your indifference only further illustrates how out of touch you are with the South Florida market. You failed at your weak campaign to get me off the air. South Florida has embraced me from my days as a Dolphin, host of PM Magazine and sportscaster, to now as Morning Drive host and voice of the Dolphins. You can't say the same. South Florida's already forgotten you, as the ratings illustrate. Don't go away mad, just go away. No, I'm never going away, Jimmy. I'm sticking around just to piss you off. Just because you're a phony. You're full of crap. And talentless. I mean, God. If talent were the measurement of humanity, you'd be totally without any. Whatever that means. Does that sound impressive?
Yeah.
Here's one from Mike. Uh-oh.
Spit it. Spit it out.
I got hanky here. Oh. Colorless. I think that's a good sign. Went from dark green to colorless. I think that's just before you croak. Now, I think colorless is like, since I was just talking about Jimmy Syphilis.
Yeah.
Fits right in. Colorless. Mike says, finally decided to give the stream a try after 15 years of hearing you on AM. I am far from old and a professional club DJ. I have the hearing of a freaking bat. Over the last 2 years, it seemed at a slow but constant direction, you became softer and quieter. had me thinking I began to wear out my eardrums and started to lose my hearing. Then one day I listened in the afternoon, the signal gained significantly. Doesn't power change in the antenna take place from sundown to sunup? Yes. I fell in love in your show in 94 and briefly interned on the jazz show in WYND 95, 96. Glad I got my fill of things then, PHIL, and sell my soul to the AM dial, whatever that means. Enough. Keep up the great work, and your records at Flamingo Record Pool after 9 years are really stacking up. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Mike Hayes. H-A-Z-E.
Okay.
Kind of like George in H-A-Z-E. See, what I'm hoping for is one big glob of phlegm. You know what I mean? Like the last one. You know what I'm talking about.
Maybe if, you stood on your head.
You know what I'm saying? The one that's deep down there in my throat.
I know. Drink tea.
And then all of a sudden, drink tea? Okay, I'm going to go make some tea. I'll be back in an hour.
Floridians, dumb as dirt.
I got my tea.
The Middle Eastern world will be exploded. Saddam had people killed with the gas that we sold him. First time aggressor nation and the only one that's going. Now more blood will be spilled to get that oil flowing. Forget about Korea and the nukes they're toting. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads. That Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. Thousand people killed are now forgotten. Let's exploit them instead. Hey, there's oil to be gotten. Going after Saddam to placate Osama. There's no longer mention of the name Bin Laden, but no one seems concerned. All comfy and complacent, believing every word of this cartel administration that controls us by fear through media manipulation. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads.
I got the answer.
And Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
How about the weapons of mass destruction?
No.
Oh.
About the cough drop. I got it.
The loss of civil rights is the price that we're paying. We're all suspects now, Nazi Ashcroft is saying. I have nothing to hide, table talkers all are saying. Blind obedient cattle don't have any reservation about unprovoked battle and world annihilation. Old regimes must fall and Halliburton installed with no objection at all. Democrats don't have the balls and the right wing is drilling it over and over into our brainwashed heads.
Absolutely.
Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. Only Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
They lied us into a war, spent $1 trillion on it, killed hundreds of thousands of people, and we're going to have hearings on torture.
Yeah, good.
Here's the answer from Redlands Jim. Thank you, Jim.
Jim's a good guy.
You know Redlands Jim?
Well, he writes every once in a while.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And he's got the answer. Where's that bell you got? My grandma used to use what you're asking about. They were Park Davis throat discs.
Absolutely correct, sir.
They tasted like licorice, and they worked. And do you remember those?
Yes, I do.
They came in a gray box. They were gray, flat.
Mm-hmm.
And they tasted a little like licorice. He's right. And he says they worked. I don't remember if they worked.
Well, they felt like they worked. How's that?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, licorice is a kind of menthol-y kind of effect, so it's soothing on the throat.
My tea, I'm drinking tea.
Oh,
it's old.
And I'm eating soup.
And the Splenda I put in there is old, too. It's about 100 years old.
And you're old, so it all works out.
Yeah. It's hot. So you're telling me that tea has no shelf life? Tea bags?
Well, I mean, it might have one, but
it's a tea bag revolution, baby.
All it's going to do is just get drier and drier, and that don't hurt it. It's just leaves, man.
It's Bigelow's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I just scalded my throat. That's good. Park Davis throat disc, that's the answer. Oh, yeah. Now, there isn't a chance in hell I would have ever thought of that myself, and you certainly wouldn't have, because I don't think so, would you?
Nope. I mean, I've had them, but it was 100 years ago when I was a kid.
Right. Google it and see if they still make them.
Okay.
Park-Davis throat lozenges. Oh, and so anyway, I was thinking about that lozengers thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that would make a good poll. What word gets mispronounced more often that bugs the hell out of you? More often. And you know what my answer would be?
Miami?
No. A-S-K.
Oh, X.
When I hear somebody say, let me ask you a question, I know immediately we're dealing with somebody who's not too bright. Somebody who's an idiot. How can you pronounce A-S-K, axe?
Don't axe.
Axe is A-X-E. I'd like to take a meat axe to people who say, let me ask you a question. And it's not just an ethnic thing either. There's all kinds of people who say that.
It started out as an ethnic thing, and it caught on, like they often do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I see. Scott in Pinellas Park sends me a picture of Thayer's slippery elm throat lozenges. Not correct, but thanks for the effort, Scott. Nature's gentle demulcent. What is that?
I don't know.
Demulcent?
Maybe demucusant.
That's what I need, a demulcent. I also need to stick a demulcent up my nose. Now, why is that during the daytime? I think it has to do with the way you put your pillow.
Maybe.
Although that doesn't make any sense, because when you're sitting upright like I am now and all during the show, no, that doesn't make any sense. Because it would drain down even worse when you're sitting upright as opposed to laying in bed with your head tilted a little bit.
Right.
So isn't the logic there that, I don't know.
So you should sleep sitting up.
There you go. Okay, let me give it a try now. Oh. Wow. And the interesting part of this whole thing is I caught this cold down there. Last weekend. Caught it there. Not here.
Yeah.
Not in the freezing tundra of the north. And today is the first day, the first real day I can say, I'm sure this is the first day it's going to be like almost 70. Let me take a puke at it. Because I know Castro, it's only 13. Come on, get up there. It's supposed to be 20 today. It's 56, supposed to be 68. Sure, taking their sweet time about it, you know what? But tomorrow morning it's going to be sunny and 18, and tomorrow afternoon, sunny and 27 friggin' degrees. 27. You know what 27 is? I told you, 81.
Yeah.
A little taste of summertime. So explain that to me. Aside from the fact that it was like 40 below zero in my house, but other than that, explain to me how I got this chill and this nasty flu. Maybe it's the rocket pneumonia in the Boogie Woogie flu by Johnny Rivers. Or, if it's not that one, it could be...
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When a bird is a winner when a bird flu.
Yeah, surfing bird flu. Maybe that's it. Here you go. Somebody says, I kid you not, the simplest name is the one not remembered, and it's got a package of throat discs.
And the name is?
It doesn't say Park Davis on it.
Oh.
It doesn't have any brand name on it. Oh, I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's right. Keep trying. Keep sending me a bunch of stuff. Thirsty Swede jailed over a snot attack. Oh, my God. This is a good story.
What's not to like?
I thought it was like a news story, but it's not. Okay, let me print these out. What did you send me?
Picture.
Park Davis and Company's medicated throat discs.
Looks like an ad poster.
Yeah. I don't know what are those two guys doing.
That's why I thought it was
One
funny.
guy's on the other guy's back, the old guy.
I think he's giving the other guy the Heimlich.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Let's
hope that's what it is.
I think the lick part is right. Oh, here we go. A long one from Mike Johnson, he always sends crap. Maybe today he's got something good. You think? Mike Johnson. He's a regular, but I don't think he's ever. Let's see. Back in the Margolis says back in the early '60s, all we had was Sucrets in the metal tin Aspergum. If you go to the Sucrets website, check their products, you'll still see the metal tins for a couple of their products. Yeah, they're still around, and they suck. Some of your listeners say that Beast or Flea should be on the air instead of George. What frequent planet are these clowns from? George actually belongs on the air, unlike 90% of the other supposed talent. And Jimmy Syphilis? God, I hate hearing him on the Dolphin broadcast. He sounds so phony, says Sam. Have a great weekend. You too, Sam. And you're right about that. Phony, baloney, and inept. Oh, and Larry King says, have you heard John Madden's going to retire? Yeah. Chris Collingsworth is taking the spot alongside Al Michaels. Who cares? Phil Simms remains the best color man, says Larry. Jimmy Syphilis sucks. Bring Bill Zimfer back. Look for the Finns to snag Percy Harvin at number 25. Who cares? Snag this. God. Okay, let me see what we got. Maria Bartiromo's back. The fake one, you know? Mm-hmm. Or the real one. I'm still here, she says. I just don't have much material since the markets are performing so well. I will stay connected. I will stand corrected on my call on the loonie. The dollar should weaken against the loonie due to the recent decisions made by the Canadian Central Bank. I'd also like to say that I thought Lee and George were great. Have a great weekend. Hate to break the news to you, Maria, but the Canadian banks are going to print like lots and lots of money, just like they did in the U.S., and that's going to bring the loonie way down, I hope. It's way too high now, 82.5 cents. Bring it down to about 60 cents would be good. 50 cents. And when we come back, thirsty Swede jailed over snot attack.
Oh, Neil. It's Friday, you bastard.
Were you practicing safe sex?
Yeah.
Even when the baby was conceived?
We were.
And so there were just wardrobe malfunctions?
I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I guess so.
Every time you practice safe sex?
Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
Levi?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. There you go. There's two boxes, and one says Sarah Palin for president, and the other one says Barack Obama. Which one are you checking?
I still think I'm out to vote for Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attaboy, Levi. I would crawl 1,000 yards on my hands and knees just to get close enough to have a sniff. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
He's hot. Larry says, good thing when you were down here you didn't get meningitis, the new scare in South Florida. I saw that in the Herald. If it's in the Herald, it might be true. They're still printing the Herald, by the way, for a while. I mean, what is this all about?
What?
Radio stations are all going under. TV stations going under. Newspapers all going under. What is it all about?
I don't know.
We got Soros, baby. That's what it's all about.
Oi!
Here's one from some website. I have a terrible cough, a sore throat, an altered voice, and a runny nose. You know what I wish I had? Park Davis throat discs. These were, in the early 70s, licorice lozenges with a smidgen of chloroform, no longer legal.
Wow. No wonder they were good.
Yeah. The ones with the opium were even better. What?
It's the chloroform, baby.
I have found where I can buy the new formulation today. Of course, they won't help me today as an online order. So you have to buy them online? You can't go in like your neighborhood drugstore and buy them?
I don't know.
I guess the chloroform is illegal now.
Well, then they're no good.
My eldest sister and I used to hang out in Detroit with a family member of some high-up or founding Park Davis personage. The family being well-to-do, he had his grandparents' home movies in color of a 1930s trip to Germany with swastikas everywhere. But back to the discs. A look-see online tells me that they're favored by DJs and singers as a vocal anesthetic. Interesting. Sounds like Sucrets, but as long as the discs are still licorice, definitely preferred by me. Yeah, Sucrets taste like crap, and they don't do anything.
They numb your throat. If you have a sore throat...
They numb your throat a little bit.
Like when it's really painful to swallow that kind of a sore throat, like strep.
Yeah.
It's either Chloraseptic or Sucrets, so that you can eat something.
Chloraseptic? You got that green crap?
That's,
you
drink the
whole bottle. I know you spray it. It tastes like garbage. Oh, my God, does that stuff taste like caca?
Nasty.
Woo! Park Davis lozenges. Well, I can't believe we solved that dilemma. Can you?
I believe it.
I mean, it's not as important, say, as the NFL draft tomorrow, but...
What is?
That's right, nothing. So let me ask you this business question. What happened the other day when the line was down, and it took them till like 5 in the afternoon until they got it back up again? What was that all about?
I never got any answer to that story.
You never got any blowback on that?
No, and I didn't ask.
5 o'clock I came waddling in here, and magically there were all the green lights, and the level, the incoming level,
yeah.
Since I've been here in the studio, it has never been that hot. It was all the way up into the reds. It was just booming in here.
Well, good.
Now, why do you think that is?
Mm-hmm.
Probably because the engineers were, involved, and nobody else had come in the interim to screw it up again.
That could
like
be.
You saw this morning when you came in.
Right. Oh, please.
And, of course, the obvious question is, why does that go on? And the answer is because management doesn't care, because the sports people come in there and they come first.
They're doing something important. Come on now.
That's right. Like the Daft Draft tomorrow. Whatever has to do with them, that's the important stuff. Us, small potatoes, like Frankie Pentangeli. Small potatoes. Dow is up nicely. It's 120-some points, I think, if they ever change the little tiny green arrow. I don't want to watch Tony Harris, by the way. He gives me spilkies. He's an idiot. Where the hell is it? Come on, come up with it. Come on, put it up there, you morons. The Dow's up 123.5 points. I think there are people out there who might want to know. Don't you think?
Rick Rowley might be listening.
Yeah, that's right. Fair value is bad. Well, what's wrong with him, besides being an idiot?
Oops.
No, next time you have Suds in, you want to discuss that, it'll kill 2-3 hours. What's wrong with that man?
Suds will not say a bad thing about anyone.
Well, that's because he's a pushover. That's why Suds. He got, he got 50 Cent and Rick got all the big money,
Nevertheless.
Rick abused him and treated him like badly.
Yep.
Anybody who says I was bad to the bird, here's a guy who was making $50,000 a year for all the free meals he could eat and sit there and cackle every 15 minutes. And he still couldn't do it. He still had to be a malcontent. $50,000 a year for what he used to do. You saw it.
Yep.
You presided over it.
Yep.
Don't you think, especially during these tough economic times in which we live, most people would kill for that job?
Sure would.
And would do whatever it took to, just goose step along and do whatever they had to do.
All they had to do
you know how tough I am to work for.
Yeah. You're a bastard in a basket.
Right.
Oh,
bastard from a basket!
Bastard from a basket.
A Swede has been jailed for attacking a cashier at a branch of a state monopoly alcohol retailer, Systembolaget, on the Baltic island of Åland. A 32-year-old man was sentenced to 4 months imprisonment on Friday by courts in Borghem on Åland, an island off the coast of southeastern Sweden. The man went on trial for threatening behavior and harassment following the incident at the local Systembolaget store in September 2008. The thirsty Swede visited the branch with the intention of buying a half-dozen bottles of something, booze, only to discover at the cash desk that he had no means in his wallet with which to fund his purchase. As the cashier began to collect back in the bottles, the man put his finger to his nostril, blew hard, and showered the hapless shop assistant with the contents of his nasal passage. Timely, and it's just what we've been talking about. Wow. You thought it was a greeting, but it's not. The attack left the cashier wiping the disgruntled drinker's mucus from her chin. It has now given her assailant a period behind bars to reflect on the error of his aim. There's a message for all you naive people out there. At least in Sweden, you can go to jail for blowing snot on somebody.
Good.
Did you know that? I bet we learned something today. We learned about Park Davis lozenges and blowing snot in Sweden. I'm not too fond of the whole Sweden. I was in Stockholm that one time. I would never go back. Swedes are very unfriendly, very uptight, very booze oriented. Oh, yeah. A bunch of drunks.
That has not been my experience.
Very suicidal. Well, I'm talking about in Sweden.
Oh, okay. Well,
see, there's a big difference, for example, between the way Italian people act in the U.S., like the Guidos in New York, for example, where they're kind of cool, and the Italians in Italy. And the same with the Swedes, I'm sure, in every other ethnic group. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Russians in Russia are as slovenly and anti-social as the Russians are here, the ones that hang out at Woodbine. Oh, my God. Loud, and you can't complain about their social graces. You want to know why? They don't have any. Like the old Chinese. Old, smelly Chinaman. Smells that could send you to hell, that you would run. You would just get out of the seat, out of wherever you are, and run from it. There was a lady at Woodbine a few days ago farting next to me.
Really?
Not loudly, but just frequently. And odoriferously, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Bad.
I'd rather hear it than smell it.
No, I don't want to do either one. I don't mind my own farts. In fact, once in a while, if I'm home alone, and this is disgusting, but I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world that's ever done it, you reach in your underwear and you pull one cheek aside so it really creates this gigantic blaster. You ever done that?
No.
You never have done that? Get out of here.
See ya.
Give it a try,
maybe that's a
especially
fat
when the
man
family's
thing.
around.
See, I've never had to. You know, my farts get out just fine.
Oh, no, this is a special treat when you're laying in bed.
Maybe I'll have somebody do that for me.
Oh, well. How's the poll coming? Anybody care about this poll? I don't think so.
No.
245 votes. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Ex-husbands and wives is winning, though, 47 vote, beating out cousin. I don't understand the cousin thing.
Maybe a lot of people have a lot of cousins, so
and some of them are really bad.
Yeah. Neil Rogers.
God.
I'd like to eat lettuce and peas from Michelle Obama's garden in D.C. Carrots and beans, nice healthy greens from Michelle Obama's garden naturally. She fertilizes them organically, fresh tasting food for the first family. Veggies will spawn on the South Lawn in Michelle Obama's garden in D.C.
My deepest apologies. Operator error. That's not the cut I wanted to play. I already played that?
Yeah.
The one I wanted to play was this one. Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry, mister.
It's all right.
Celebrities on the dance floor always makes her drool. Of course I'm dragged into that action like a fool. It's more for women, guys don't watch it as a rule. Monday and Tuesday she is glued to the TV, and she insists I watch those personalities. Frankly, the whole thing is as boring as can be. If I don't watch some, then I won't get none. She makes me watch Dancing with the Stars. She makes me watch Dancing with the Stars. I'd rather be with my friends at the bar.
Okay, here's a shocking revelation. That's what the beginning of the email says. I doubt it.
Okay.
Greetings to you on this fine and beautiful afternoon, says Oscar. Just writing to let you know I listened to a portion of George's show, and I enjoyed it. I thought he was great and really deserves his own regular show on WQAM. I must say, however, I was somewhat taken aback to hear him indicate that the two of you as radio talk hosts are a couple of complete fakes, and that we're advised not to believe or take seriously anything either of you say on the air.
That's right.
Really?
It's all made up.
As an email, oh, this is this jackass Oscar from Surbiton, this British jackass. Go away, you idiot. Go have some tea with the Queen, you silly-ass goofball. Is that pathetic or what?
What I actually said,
like a real person.
What I actually said is something that you've said a lot. That is, there's no way to know what we're saying is real or not. And if you think that you know us from listening to the show, you don't.
It's a radio show. That's all. I mean, do we have to, like, really come on here and tell you the duration of our bowel movements and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Everything that we do, everything that we smell, everything we touch, everything we eat.
Real and serious.
It's their business. None of your damn business. Get a life of your own. That's what I say.
I have no life.
And we know that. Speaking of no life, Tim Jones, the fake agent for Jorge Sedano.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rogers, this is a follow-up email from the other day in reference to becoming your agent. I'm awfully busy right now, but I can squeeze you in my schedule. Please let me know what day and time is best suited for you. I have a meeting set up with Joe Bell next week, and I'll bring up George Rodriguez's name. I'm pushing really hard to help him get his own show in the 2 to 4 slot. Would you be interested in joining me and Joe Bell at the meeting? Take care, George Sedano's agent. I finally spelled Sedano right with one N. Oh, how truly tragic. Yeah, they're going to give George his own show. They just tried to can his ass, so I'm sure that they're going to give him his own show.
Yeah, any minute now.
In addition, with George's tremendous background and knowledge in the sports world, I really don't think that it's in their plans.
No.
But nevertheless.
No, they're going to put something on that'll suck and fail.
The Dow's up 128 points. Lawrence says, Park Davis discs. I was in my car without my phone, but you got the answer. My dad used to sell these in his pharmacy years ago. I remember them because they weren't sold over the candy counter like Luden's and Smith Brothers were. I had to stock those shelves. This isn't meant as a suck-up, but what's the beef that some of your ass clowns have with George? He's a great counter to you while you're there, and he's constantly improving and entertaining when he's sitting in for you, even at the last minute, like yesterday, for example. He and Flea make a pretty good team, too. Plus, he eats on the air really well. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I've been eating all day.
Replace him with a beast, question mark? Is it just me, or does he always sound like his dentures are slipping, or he's got a mouthful of food more than likely, meaning the beast? He's choking on fat. Don't you understand? He's choking on his own fat. If you ever saw him, he's a shmoo. The fat is up to his chin. As for Jimmy Syphilis, the love pouring out for him didn't help keep his restaurant and wine bar open in the Grove. It's gone, already replaced with another place. As much as I never liked Mo, he was a good play-by-play guy for the Dolphins. Jimmy is the first play-by-play guy ever caused me to fall asleep during the first quarter of the game. You suck, Jimmy. They hate you.
You fairy.
They're on to you. They know you stink. He's just another ex-jock. That's what they want. If you're an ex-jock, if you once wore the uniform, you're hired. That's the whole deal. That's America for you. That's broadcasting. Bunch of illiterate, inarticulate ex-jocks. Duh. So anyway, Mike Johnson, who I guess is really hot to trot to hear his name on the air.
Yeah.
He was so impatient that he sent me the same email again. Once is enough, Mike. I'll get to it. One, couple of items. 3. 1, 7 years ago when you went to the summer schedule, I couldn't stand George as your replacement. Since this time, I think George has gotten much more comfortable on the air, and with a steady tandem with Flea, I think they're in sync, which is great. Are you in sync?
Oh, yeah. You should hear us sing.
Now, I don't turn the station or the web stream off when George is on. 2, the emails earlier about Defoe made me think of some of the best sports shows that QM ever did. There used to be instances once or twice a year where QM would broadcast from Gulfstream Park with Defoe, Hank, and Eddie Kay. The stories that they're plunging over the years, plus Defoe rambling off trifecta keys, had me rolling each afternoon and wanting more of the shows. Too bad none of the 3 are still there anymore. 3, shameless request, bomb Iraq with Mandis yelling in the background as drops. Oh, now he's programming the show.
No.
No, the answer is no. Give me 2 I Have No Lives and 1 Oi, and like that.
Yeah, a la carte.
Uh-huh. Remember those? Request for specific bits with specific drop-ins dropped in at just the appropriate moments. Oh, my God.
I have no line.
Yeah. That was up 123. Just keeping you abreast.
Thanks for the breast.
Vic says, do you remember Pine Brothers cough drops? No. They were kind of soft and gummy. You could suck on them forever. I got something I could say there, but I won't.
Good.
Because I can't and I shan't. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. We sure got a lot of emails. Of course, some of them are probably left over from Tuesday.
Well, good.
And it's already Friday. I sure like these short weeks, man. And I'm sure they're going to compensate you handsomely for filling the brief while I've been sick as a dog. See, there you go again, sick as a dog. Maybe somebody knows the background of that expression, sick as a dog. It's a stupid saying. I mean, I say it all the time. I've heard it all my life. Haven't you?
Yep.
Nobody ever says sick as a rabbit, sick as a gerbil, sick as a fruit fly, sick as a kitty cat. It's always sick as a dog. I think, in my experience, dogs, generally speaking, are pretty healthy. If they're taken care of, don't you think?
Right.
I mean, they have their ailments, they have their things, and my mother helped kill Tiny, feeding him all kinds of crap. But generally speaking, compared to us, I think dogs are fairly healthy. I'm sure the White House dog is going to be really healthy. Oh, my God. He's going to be a pampered pooch. Still ugly, though. Wouldn't you think Ted Kennedy would have better taste than that?
I imagine.
Especially on the way out. Go out in class, Teddy. Don't be giving some ugly dog to the president. CJ says, this is a good email. The audience, this audience, just can't get it through their thick-ass heads that George is going to stay on as long as you are. That's correct. And that should be the end of the discussion. These emailers are getting like, I'm your friend, chronic caller with a constant bashing of George and you. Flea is fine when he steps in from time to time, but he has 6 other things to do at the station because of WQM's budget cuts. So all of you jackasses out there, just shut up, sit back, enjoy the freaking show, will you? Truly writing about something worth reading, says CJ. And he did. Just get over it, he says. CJ in Deerfield, just get over it.
No, that's no fun.
No, they want to, like, attack, critique and attack, and, he sucks, you suck,
It sure beats coming up with any material.
Yeah, like that first email I read at 10 o'clock this morning. What exactly did it say? Please be out more often.
Oh, yeah.
Probably please be out sick more often. In other words, go to hell and die, like that. As a nice greeting from the friendly South Floridians. Go to hell. Bunch of yentas. Oh, my God. And I'll tell you, the driving is worse than I remembered.
Yes, it is.
It's not as bad as here.
So you've mentioned.
I think the worst driving I've ever seen is in Rome. Boston's very bad, but Rome, my God. And that's just because of the system. There is no system. There are a lot of roads and streets where there are no lanes. There are no markings on the street. And they have those little cars they drive, and they're all over the road.
So it's like the honor system.
The little Vespas, What kind of a person drives a Vespa?
Gay.
Oh. I'm old and slow. So.
Hello, this is Arnold. This is not a tumor. It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Wow, I just got $400, and all I had to do was sit through some doggy do.
That's right, and you can too with Cash for Crap.
I was so mad when my dog ate all my chips from the weekend. Then my friend told me about Cash for Crap.
It's easy. Just pick up your dog's droppings, pick out the scraps of pills, and send them to us in the Insured Restorers Pack. Cash for Crap will wash, reassemble the bills, and return them to you promptly.
Sure, this stinks, but to me, it's the sweet smell of my money.
So if man's best friend gobbles his way into becoming your worst enemy, don't panic. Pooper scoop the loot with Cash for Crap.
Oh, here's an attachment on one of these emails. You think I'm going to read it?
No.
Good thinking. Okay, let's get to this story about crap. Fits right in with that bit. Yakima, Washington. An unexpected surprise in their son's backpack caught some Yakima, Washington parents off guard. It was human waste, with a note attached from the boy's teacher, and the school isn't denying that's what happened. I'm still kind of in shock over this because why would somebody do this? It's disgusting, said Jason, the father of the little boy. I think when you go to school, they shouldn't give you any crap, should they?
No, they should not. Not that kind.
It all started last Friday at the Apple Valley Elementary where kindergarten teacher Mrs. Graham called Jason and told him her classroom was stinky and asked if it could possibly be his son. Jason's son has had a couple of accidents in the past, so when the teacher called, he said he told her right away there was an extra set of clothing in his son's bag. But when the 5-year-old came home, the boy was still wearing his original outfit, and Jason says his son was completely clean. It wasn't until Jason's wife emptied her son's backpack they got a big surprise. Oh. She found a clear plastic baggie with a piece of fecal matter wrapped up in some brown paper towel with a note on it. This little turd was on the floor in my room. And that's all it says. If this was his, did she see him do this? Or did she follow him around, make sure this was his? Did she see it drop out? Or just assume it was his because he had an accident a few months ago? How do you like that?
Scandalous.
This little turd was on the floor in my room. The family doesn't have the answers. Jason didn't receive a call from the school or the teacher. The superintendent sent an email to say they were looking into it. That reminds me of that tow yard turd. I got to play that.
Yeah.
But with just a couple of months left in the school year, Jason isn't sure he wants his son to stay in class. Not only did she put our kid at risk, it's a health risk. Other kids, too, on the bus, said Jason. The West Valley superintendent says the district's Human Resources Department was speaking with the teacher, Mrs. Graham, and the Apple Valley principal. That meeting happened Tuesday afternoon, but at this time the principal says they're still looking into the details of what happened and will talk with the parents further. They're looking into it. They're smelling it. They're rolling it around, passing it around, and probably checking the other samples. Is it okay if I talk with my fisherman's friend in my mouth?
I insist.
I'm sucking on one.
You're a fisherman's friend?
Yeah. Fisherman. So George sends me this about sick as a dog. Whole lot of sources about this. It says the oldest of them recorded from 1705. Wow.
When you were just a kid.
It's probably no more than an attempt to give force to a strongly worded statement of physical unhappiness. It was attached to a dog, I would guess it says, because dogs often seem to have been linked to things considered unpleasant or undesirable. Why is that?
Well, you know, because they're dogs.
Down the years, they've had an incredibly bad press, linguistically speaking. Think of dog tired, dog in the manger, dog's breakfast, go to the dogs, dog Latin. Big dictionaries have long entries about all the ways that dog has been used in a negative sense. At various times, rats, cats, and horses have also been dragged into the expression, though an odd thing is that horses can't vomit.
The devil, you say?
One 19th century writer did suggest this version was used when a person is exceedingly sick without vomiting. The strangest member of the set was used by Jonathan Swift in 1731. Poor miss, she's sick as a cushion. She wants nothing but stuffing. What does that mean?
Don't know.
I do like stuffing, though.
Stuffing what?
It's all carbs. You know, it's turkey stuffing.
Oh, okay.
If it's made right. Not with walnuts. The modern sick as a parrot sick as a parrot. Recorded from the 1970s, at one time much overused by British sportsmen as the opposite of over the moon, refers to a state of deep mental depression rather than physical illness. This perhaps comes from instances of parrots contracting psittacosis and passing it on to their human owners. Psittacosis, I don't know what that is. Some British thing. I think it has to do with being pasty and silly and having brown teeth, being British. Andy in Weston says the phrase under the weather comes from a maritime source. In the old days, when a sailor was unwell, he went down below to help his recovery under the deck and away from the weather. Under the weather. Feel better and keep up the good work, says Andy in Weston. P.S. If you can you please play Mr. Moman?
What took you so long?
Mr. Moman, I like it when you do-it. For you it's easy. Oh yeah, the way you do it. Hey, Mr. Moman, will you teach me the do-it?
Oh no, the door.
Mr. Moman, I think you're really with it when you do the and it's hey, Mr. Moman, let's try it. 1, 2, 3.
You mean the door.
It don't mean a thing when I use my own good eyes, or like when I go Hey, Mr. Moman, please teach me how to say it. Hey, Mr. Moman, you gotta teach me how to go
Now you. You stink. What's this?
Hey, Mr. Moman.
Yeah?
What does doy mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never said door. Right here.
I'll tell you one thing, in retrospect, those were the days. Those were the salad days, baby. They look really good in retrospect. Right when you look in that rearview mirror?
Mm-hmm. The toss in the salad days.
Oh, my God. No question about it. Like that. The fake Doug says 183 waterboardings is what they did to one of those guys in Gitmo. I heard George is going to do mornings at the Ticket. Can you handle it? With his famous sayings, just this morning, just today, just last night, glad you feel better, the fake Doug. There's another shot at George.
Yeah.
Another gratuitous shot. Although the just this morning does leave me a little limp. But nevertheless. Didn't I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Just this morning, it's supposed to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
267 votes is all we got on that stinking poll. That's a bad poll. Sucks. Aren't you embarrassed?
No, not really.
Lee Feldman says, what about I have to pee like a racehorse? What does that mean? Well, one of the things when I had my trotters in Detroit that I discovered was that horses will pee on cue. Did you know that?
Yep.
And they whistle. The trainers will whistle. You know, I can't whistle because I got this cold. But, yeah, like that. And the horse will, extend its thing and pee. And, boy, they pee a lot. You know, you can
like a racehorse?
Oh, yeah. You ever pee like a racehorse?
Just this morning.
I did all night. Got up about 3 times in the middle of the night with my cold, and I peed like a racehorse. So there you go, Lee. First-hand knowledge. I've seen it. You know what really, really aggravates me about some of these emails?
No, what?
It's like the spam email. They're sent to nobody, undisclosed recipients, crap like that.
Yeah.
Here is one from Bill Brzezinski to William J. Brzezinski about health. Just a bunch of generic crap. And that's it. It's got nothing to do with me. It doesn't even have my name on it. And yet somehow it arrives here. How does it get here on my email? I get so many of those from Joe Jones to a Joe Jones. Or from Maishi Pupik to about 15 different people, none of which I am, but it shows up on the email. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Mr. Baseman, please tell me how that happens.
Doy da doy da doy.
Doy da doy da doy da doy. Right. We missed the doy man. See, what he should have worn instead of those bad hair pieces was a doily on his head. Wouldn't that have been perfect?
Yeah. He could have endorsed them.
With all these different sports stations going on here and everybody getting canned and all this stuff going on, it's amazing he doesn't land anywhere. He's on that Sirius thing, I guess, but he doesn't land anywhere in town. Isn't that shocking? Not.
No.
Manny from Acapulco, the fake Manny, says, Neil, you're turning your show into the geriatric hour. All we hear about is snot, phlegm, cough drops, red eye, no, it's pink eye, stuffed nose, etc. Bottom line is you're an old goat who's got no business hanging out in Arctic weather. First of all, I'm not in Arctic weather, and I got sick in the summertime weather in South Florida. Sick as a dog. And please enough for the, what does that mean? And the sidekick idiot answers, I don't know, duh. Consider moving to a warmer climate and replacing George with Flea. Of course, a senile old man won't be able to make those obvious decisions. P.S. Had a great time in Cancun during my vacation. Just trying to help Manny from Acapulco. I think Joe Bell is a lot of these people. I really do. I'm positive that he's Steve Rondinero. Positive. See the North Carolina connection?
No.
I mean, ordinarily people would think somebody's a general manager of 3 radio stations wouldn't have time to sit around and write fake emails because he should be doing managing. But in his case...
It's Friday, you bastards.
What's the problem, officer?
Deploy from the vehicle.
But what? If you're caught driving without a seatbelt, you will be removed from your car and shot. The police now have the authority to enforce seatbelt safety under the new Patriot Act 2. The new law is in effect now, so click it or be shot. Officers don't like doing this. They are only following orders. It's for your own protection in the never-ending fight against terrorism. Terrorist acts such as mouth noise, burping, and farting could be annoying to others. So under Patriot Act 2, eating will no longer be permitted in restaurants. Anyone eating outside the designated eating area will also be shot. It's the law. The law. We like saying that. The law. The law. The law. The law. The law. It's the law.
It's the law. The Dow's up. Hump 134. I'm incoherent from these, whatever these are. Fisherman's friend. Too many friends. Here's one from the usual phone number in Vancouver. You know that area code, Vancouver?
Mm-hmm.
Always taking the shots, always sour. Why would somebody in Vancouver, or at least pretending to have a Vancouver phone number, be listening to the show, 1, and 2, give me a song to dance?
I don't know. Maybe it's boring there.
You complained that you didn't see anything new went down there, but didn't go anywhere new? You expect something new to magically sprout in your backyard in your retirement community? I don't live in a retirement community. How do you like that, schmuck? If you haven't been in Dade County in 15 years, just walk down Lincoln Road, Brickell, Sunny Isles. You won't recognize any of it. Well, goody good. I'm glad you're happy there. I'm real happy here, okay? Because I'm not around people like you. I'm real happy. I mean, you know, life isn't perfect, but then again, there's no such thing as perfect, right?
Right.
I mean, your life is perfect, but...
That's right.
Perfect misery. Pete the Chronic. Remember Pete, my old board op?
Sure.
He says, I've been battling the same, meaning the crud. Also, I've listened to Bubba. He's better than stale old Paul. I'll tell you one thing. Paul kicked his ass in the... We'll see how it floats when the book comes out next Thursday, right?
Right.
We'll see if the boat floats. And he's in a bitter lawsuit battle with Clear Channel and Todd Schmidt, Bubba the Love Sponge. Anyway, he was mentioning radio personalities who were not afraid to go against the grain, and he said you were one of the best. Had a pair of balls, not a pee, and didn't take crap. It was nice hearing that instead of all the other jackasses. Feel better. Let's talk hockey playoffs, eh?
No.
No, let's not. Rangers. I'm rooting for them young, hot Blackhawks, baby. I think they're tied with Calgary. 2 games apiece, aren't they, I believe? With the Calgary Flames.
Flaming.
Maggie says, very happy to hear you're all better. Did I say I'm all better?
I don't think that's what you said.
Do I sound like I'm all better?
No.
Jesus, God. I don't sound too bad now, though, do I?
All bitter, maybe.
I'm working my way through it. I'm bitter, yes. Sick as a dog. The draft, though, is a whole other story. It's like Christmas morning, she says. Have a great weekend. It's like Christmas morning. Maybe whoever the Dolphins draft, they're going to put a bow around them, and Maggie's going to open up the bow and like, oh, look at that. Look at that thing. I'd like to draft Levi Johnston for my team, especially as Johnston. Cornell in Miami, one of our dark-complected listeners, one of the 5 or 10, says, glad to hear you're feeling better. George did a great job as usual while you were out. I know what you mean about that bug. It had me on my ass for about a week. Olbermann said he would donate $1,000 for every second that Sean Hannity went through waterboarding. I say add Rush Let Me Take a Pill and Billy O. Silly Ass to the mix and make it must-see TV. He said I'd buy that for $1. He donated $1. 60 seconds worth. George would put in a couple grand.
Sure.
I think instead of that, what you were saying this morning about I'm going to send you a check. Instead of that talent fee thing you were talking about.
Okay.
Because it'll wind up being a lot more than what you were going to get out of that.
I imagine.
Well, there you go. Well, what do you mean imagine? You know how much it is? Maybe it's 50 cents.
Oh, you don't know what I'm imagining.
Maybe it's a couple grand. And especially for filling the breach this week. See, I'm not one of those unappreciative bastards who just takes everybody and everything for granted. There are people in this business like that. Yeah. I don't want to mention any names, who always blame the board ops for their failures.
Sure.
Always trying to blame somebody else for their ineptitude. Yeah, there's a pair for you. Her and him. How many producers did he can before he finally got shoved out the door himself?
100.
Old listener Clemente says, I've been listening to your show since 1994. I've noticed that your shtick is getting old. I don't want to get you offended, but please change your format. I'm getting tired. Well, if you're getting tired, old listener, lay down and die is my best suggestion to you. Please change your format.
Change your shorts, too, while you're at it.
Yeah. Change your attitude.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There's the new format. 4 hours of that. Next Thursday is D-Day, man. Book coming out. Wow. A lot of pressure. Can you feel it? Can you smell it?
I smell something. Maybe it's that backpack.
Blackie says, Neil, I don't want to be labeled a chronic, but I was curious about this Steve Rondinero. As it turns out, Rondinero was involved in the radio business in North Carolina back in the 90s. That got me thinking, isn't Joe Bell from North Carolina? I wonder if he worked with Rondinero. I'm sure that's Joe Bell's also the fake Greg Budell. You know how Joe is always trying to, like, insert himself into the show and get himself involved? You notice that?
Yep.
This is just another way of doing it. I think that Joe Bell is the fake emailer calling himself Steve Rondinero. I'm just trying to do my civic duty to help out your great show and uncover these fakers, says Blackie. Good job, Blackie. I think you're onto something. Or on something. General manager making crank emails. Oh, my. He's probably also, I'm your friend. He's probably that one, too. Ron Ziegler. You remember that Ron Ziegler, who was the press secretary for Dick Nixon? Remember him?
No.
You don't?
No.
Real Nazi. Real Nazi. But he never did say, I'm your friend, I don't think. David says, WFTL broadcasts every Yankee game. 640. 790, Waxy broadcast the Marlins. I was wondering if you can look into your book and find out which has a better rating when they're on at the same time. Thank you. By the way, can you loan me $50? And the answer to that is no. I'm sending George a big check. Or a small one. I got a lot of expenses, man. Paco had a little smack with the wall with the Mercedes yesterday at school. Coming home, and I can't bitch him out because remember my wall smack with the Corvette?
Yep.
That was just shortly after I brought it up here. Scraped that baby up really bad. But my cab guy has got a body shop buddy. Guy who's got a body shop. Does fabulous work and doesn't soak me an arm and a leg. So this afternoon, to show you how lucky I am, my regular cab guy, who's just a fantastic guy and a great friend, he's done a lot of good stuff for me over these years, he's going to take the Mercedes to because it's way out of town. Because I'm illin'. I don't want to follow him all the way over there and drop the car off. He's going to take it there and then come back in a cab, and I'm going to pay him. Isn't that good thinking?
Excellent.
So I can lay down, soak my head. I mean, I got the big bucks. I got $20 left. Dow's up 147. See that?
I see it.
Do I want to read this thing about fan apathy still a problem for the Marlins? I don't know.
Fapathy?
It's so... I don't know. Let me put it at the bottom of my pile. It's so obvious. It's so restated. I've been talking about it for 100 years. Build a new stadium for a team that nobody cares about, just like the Panthers. The only thing that saved the Panthers was that one phantom season with a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. If it wasn't for that, the Panthers would have been out of South Florida years ago. That's the only thing that finally convinced people to build that thing in Broward. I mean, that thing in...
No!
There it is. Bugsy says, what, no horse pick today? I got money. Where's the bunny? Sorry, that's all over with. They're at Calder now, in case you haven't checked. Here's one. Neil, glad you're back. Did you receive the email I sent about Miss Fudge the other day? I'll resend it. Yeah, I saw it. It's not worth reading. It was about 10,000 words, and nobody cares about Matt Fudge anymore. Also, I used to enjoy Phil Henry in the WIOD days, but tuned him out when he turned into a rabid bushlicker. So I did a quick Google search. One thing led to another. I found complete MP3 downloads of his show on iTunes. Mostly political now, but pro-Obama. Strange. He did make excuses for Bush when challenged by email and callers. Weird. I think insincere is the word you're looking for. My pal Tim. And it goes on and on. It says his voice sounded a little off, like he had a stroke or something. Hope he didn't, but that would explain a lot of things. I don't know. I don't know. How's that TV show coming? Oh, here's the fake Greg Budell. Tell George I'm sorry, Joe. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Joe Bell is the fake Greg Budell. And the fake GM, too.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Well, I hate what they're doing on QAM. Putting that faggot back on again. I want what they had before. He's not my kind of guy. What the hell are they doing anyway? With the manly-sounding guy who's really gay. I want more of Chris Moore, cause his voice is real high. When I listen to the sports, a manly voice won't get my attention. But will really get me stiff in the shorts. A squeaky high voice will give me an erection. Well, I hate what they're doing on QAM. Putting that faggot back on again. I'm going to miss hearing straight men with voices this high. Now I'll have to get deeper in the closet again so I can impress all the macho friends. Check out Chris Moore at night to help with fantasize. Yeah, there ain't nothing like having macho sports guys whose voices have been cracked since they were 12 years old. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, stand up real close to the radio and press it on and get their voices on up there. It really makes my balls stink on it. And that Crow, man, well, he's smarter than my inbred brother. Yup. You fairy.
132 at QAM. I'm positive that Joe Bell is a whole bunch of the fakes.
That would explain a lot.
I just got one from the fake Steve Ron. I got the whole biography of Steve Rondinero.
Oh, boy.
Maybe Joe is going to elope with Steve Rondinero. We can only pray for that. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Sweet.
Oh, and I was also going to say...
Draft this! Oh!
But I better not. You're making light of that draft tomorrow? Starting at 2 this afternoon, we're going to be draft intensive through, forever. Can you imagine?
No.
Carrie sent me this thing about agnostic and Alcoholics Anonymous. Did you get this?
No.
Well, I'll save it.
Okay.
Save it for a rainy day. It's very long. He's an alcoholic and an agnostic. How can you join... Well, I guess he tells him the thing, but it's just so long. We all got our thing, you know? Me, it's the slot machines. Terry's got his booze problem. George has got his wife. I mean, here's one from Robert. He says, I've been a big fan of yours for many years. I'm going to be getting married soon. Oh, you'll love this. It would mean a lot to me if you could attend.
You're right.
Of course, I realize there are many reasons why that might not be possible. You are currently living out of the country. I wouldn't know anyone there. I couldn't manage to book the Jonas Brothers. You are quite elderly, and traveling might be dangerous for a diabetic like you. I'm quite elderly. And while you are invited, I couldn't afford to feed your legion of Mexican admirers. So if you don't come, I understand. A signed blank check will suffice. Thanks in advance, Rob. Well, good luck to you, Rob. You'll need it. George says, all you idiots that are getting married, it's not too late now. You're going to be really sorry when they start playing that song by Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. It's too late to turn back
everybody
now.
Get married, please. It's a great thing. Do it.
Why do you say that?
Huh?
The Dow's up 125 points. Joe Judge says, granted, Susan... Oh, this is amusing. Joe, who's an ass clown. Granted, Susan Boyle's rendition of I Dreamed a Dream was not as outstanding as they're making out to be, but her song selection and her admiration for a great musical far exceeds the putrid schlock you call music. Aerosmith sucks and will always suck. Yeah, she's sure a lot better than Aerosmith. Such classic Schmidt like Dude Looks Like a Lady, almost every song that's considered popular by them is pure unadulterated garbage. Stick to comedy and leave the music critiquing to George. At least he has slightly better taste, says Joe. Hey, Joe. Don't be beating Joe over the head with Aerosmith now. I think I got a big green one.
Bogey?
Purple with polka dots. God. How'd you like to have to talk this baby up? Yeah. Okay. Anybody that doesn't like Aerosmith, their taste is in their tochas when it comes to music, okay? Aerosmith is one of the great groups of all time. Is there any doubt about that?
I won't argue with you.
Yeah. Cliff and Kendall says, bride sues guest over wedding sex. See, that email is like so many others, just a ball buster. Whatever I say, I'm wrong. You know, whatever you say, you're wrong. It's just a bunch of sour, nasty, rotten bastards, that's all. Old dirty bastard. Cliff and Kendall says, a bride sues guest over wedding sex. A New York woman has filed a lawsuit against a wedding guest who allegedly announced during the ceremony she'd been having an affair with the groom, the New York Post says. What a bitch. Sandrina and Harold Purdom, both 31, wed last September in South Ozone Park, a neighborhood in Queens. In a civil suit filed in Queens Supreme Court, Sandrina Purdom claims that guest Joyce Fitch, who was Harold's boss at the time, ruined her special day with an outburst in which he allegedly tossed a drink on another guest and poked the bride in the chest while making the stunning claim. Joyce Fitch, just a coincidence? This one in New York.
Yeah.
The name's the same. And the same altitude. Brandon sent me this on Tuesday. See, it's a good thing I saved all this crap from earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one about Bubba. Bubba the Love Sponge gave you big props this morning. They were talking about the murderer, Tom, Ms. Anthony, and he said you were a real radio guy with balls and old school who would not let management hamstring him for parody songs. He was ebullient in his praise of Neil God, says Jeff. Oh, thank you, Jeff.
He's an ebullient guy?
An ebullient guy. Remember the ebullient guy?
Sure.
Oh, talk about an ass clown, the ebullient guy. That's all he ever had to say. He had nothing to say. This is the ebullient guy. All these people with their labels, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm the fill in the blank. I'm the guy. Richie from Boar's Head. What's the Jets? The Jets fan. Mark the Jets fan.
Oh, there you go.
And don't forget old, what's his name that calls Joe every day?
Stormcat.
Stormcat. I've got a mental block on Stormy. Fort Pierce stabbing revolved around permission to use the bathroom, police say. A 26-year-old man accused of stabbing another man after that man let his girlfriend use the alleged stabber's bathroom is facing a felony charge. Juan Diaz was arrested on aggravated battery with a deadly weapon charge in connection with an incident 3:36 Saturday morning. The victim told police that he and his girlfriend went to Diaz's home. When the girlfriend headed to the restroom, Diaz got upset at him for letting her use his bathroom and stabbed the victim's arm and face. How do you like that?
See?
He stabbed him in the arm and puss.
That'll learn him.
The victim, who had a small cut on the face and a big slash on his right arm, tried to use a plastic chair to defend himself and took the knife from Diaz. Diaz, who also had a stab wound to his arm, said the victim cut him. Diaz explained that when he drinks with his friends, he's not allowed to speak about what happens. Asked about the cuts on the victim, Diaz said the victim must have cut himself and blamed it on Diaz. The victim's girl, he cut himself. Right. Happens all the time, right?
Right.
Gouge on your arm?
Sure.
Every week. The victim's girlfriend said Diaz made a derogatory comment to her as she left the bathroom and said, "I'm next," the affidavit said. She left, didn't see the confrontation. What's worse, the turd in the backpack story or this one?
That one. Had to think about it.
O'Neill! Friday, you bastard! Oh!
.45 at QM. We got all the draft crap the stuff coming up at 2 o'clock starting. They're going to be really draft and daft intensive. You know, something I was thinking about during the last break.
What's that?
About the Jolly Joe Bell era.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Rose has been on this station. I mean, 2 or 3 different stints, and always in the past very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Mandis has been on the station longer than I have, and in the past, always extremely successful.
Correct.
I've been on the station 11 and a half years, almost always number one in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Night times, we used to have Eddie K. had, a number that was over zero.
Sellable.
Every single day part has been destroyed by this current regime. Every one. Am I right?
Oh, well, how can I argue? What do you mean? I didn't think it was opinion.
All of a sudden one day, Joe Rose, Neil Rogers, Jim Mandich, and whoever else is on here, that we all woke up and lost it? Is that possible?
Yeah. No, it's possible, but unlikely.
It's possible?
It's within the realm, but obviously
Marilyn says, I can only listen to your program in archives, so I beg for your indulgence on this matter. I've always treated your Inside Radio rants as part of the show, but when I heard Monday what Joe Bell wanted to do to George, I realized that this man is the embodiment of the Antichrist. When you can dismissively, without so much as an afterthought, decide to end someone's ability to have a livelihood, the depths of depravity this man is willing to descend knows no bounds. I can only wish that he's in a medical study for pain. He gets the placebo and dies a wicked, horrible, painful death with bloody diarrhea, D-bag that he is, says Marilyn. Thanks, Marilyn. Well, what do you really think? Boy, 17 degrees is going to be 20. And tomorrow, 27. Do you understand what 81 degrees? Now, that's not a big deal down there. When I was there, it was like around 80 every day. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And today, it's sunny and beautiful.
Here,
it's about time. I'm not going to lie to you, man. The winter sucks. And this was the longest and nastiest winter since I've been up here. God. Just never wanted to end. Just went on and on and on. Don't you think there ought to be a law that by a certain date that it, gets to a certain temperature? Let's pass a law.
Sure.
And when we open up the window and look outside and there's like snow and wind and freezing, say, oh, it's the law. Like that. This fax that you sent me is scary.
Well,
from Ed.
I like the sherry.
Ed says, P.S. I'm an ass-clown atheist. George, please fax to Neil. I'm a French-Canadian living here in South Florida 29 years. American citizen for 21 years. I just want to tell you that I also hate the F and frog Canadians. They suck. The F and frog.
Yeah.
I listened to you for 20. I love you and George. Ed. Thanks, Ed. Get some help. What was he talking about, the frog? Oh, Jeff DeFlores. The fake Jeff DeFlores says, I'm back.
Great.
I had to step out for a while. Couldn't listen in. Anyone asking for me? No. Anyway, I'm back, so please carry on. Why don't we put the claws away and be friends, Jeff? We never have been friends and never going to be friends. Jeff. Fake Jeff. It's not that I ever disliked him. I just found him strange and unlistenable.
Other than that?
And paranoid.
I absolutely want to puke.
Kind of like Greg Budell. Only Greg is more fearful that everybody hates him, which they do. Defoe also thinks that most everybody hates him, but that everybody is out for his job. Whatever job he's got at the moment, he thinks everybody wants it, like Rimmer. Remember that Rimmer episode?
Yep.
Just move on? Just move on? Yeah, move on. Between the two of them. I don't hear from Rimmer anymore. Oh.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah. It's not that I dislike Rimmer, but it's just he's annoying. He'll call you when he's bored. And he has nothing to say.
Like a chick.
And then he wants me to control the conversation, and he called me. I'll say them once in a while. You called me, what's up,
Yeah. Entertain me, come on, what's doing?
That's right. Kill some time in his life.
Say something funny.
McDonald's hefty new Angus burger appears to be set for a national rollout this fall, possibly for the summer. But one franchisee said it may not be a permanent fixture on the menu. McDonald's Corp began testing the third-pound burger in March 2007 in Southern California, later in New York and Columbus, Ohio, speaking of Rimmer. The Oak Brook-based fast food giant plans to make the Angus part of its national monopoly promotion in October, according to an internal McDonald's document obtained by the Chicago Tribune. McDonald's runs the promotion based on the board game each fall. One McDonald's franchisee declined to speak for attribution because he wasn't authorized to discuss the launch or dinner, said the Angus rollout will likely come sooner. The anus rollout. Roll out the anus. Remember that song?
Yep.
I don't know exactly when, but I believe it's in the summer time frame, he said. A McDonald's spokeswoman said the company doesn't comment on the speculation. The franchisee also said he doesn't believe the Angus will be a core menu item at McDonald's, but instead be a promotional product. It's not the Big Mac, he said that. Well, I tell you, it's a hell of a lot better to me than the Big Mac, by far. The anus may end up being like the McRib, another classic McDonald's promotional product, said Dick Adams, a consultant of McDonald's franchises. The McRib sells especially well when it's advertised heavily, but not much when it's not. Then again, Adams said if the Angus does well in its national rollout, McDonald's could leave it on the menu permanently. They give you a big tease. I don't know why all these franchises do that. They give a big tease, people like it, and then all of a sudden, we don't have that anymore. Arby's is famous for that. Years ago, they had some really great sandwich. I know it's hard to believe, but they really did. And then all of a sudden, before you know, gone. Just like that.
Just like that?
Let's take a look at the, boy. I don't know how the hell I made it. I'm going to pat myself on the back at 2 o'clock. Aren't you pleased that I didn't say, hey, George, you're on again today?
As punch.
Oh, here's a whole thing about my music taste. To say that U2 sucks is just idiotic. I think they suck. I can't stand U2. They give me spilkies. How many times is the fake Tom Jicker going to send me the thing about Randy, which I started the show with today? I was on top of that before anybody in the universe, except her, I guess. And the fake Tom Jicker keeps sending me this thing over and over and over again. And, of course, the thing that people want to know, I guess, who are fans of hers, is she going to be on in South Florida, like on IOD, which is the cheap channel talk station?
Right.
Is there any information on that?
No.
Anybody giving me any enlightenment?
No.
Like that? Nothing. So thanks a lot, fake Tom, for thanks for nothing.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
It's D.O. in Miami town.
Yes.
At 560 WQAM. Ramadan, 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 Ramadan. It means a lot to me. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. I'm bowing on my knees so I can well and wine. I'm a hustling, bustling Muslim all the way. I pray for painful death to pigs in USA. My religion says that you must die in the sky on your next flight. I want you to die today. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. Allah is proud of me. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. I follow brainlessly with no regard for human life. Bow, bow, bow. Ramadan, 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 Ramadan. Bow, bow, bow. I want to celebrate the Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. Allah will be proud of me. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan. Ramadan, 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 Ramadan. Bow, bow, bow.